When last we left our heroes, Task the Kobold Ranger, Borky the Orc Barbarian, Panic the Tiefling Bard, Greckles the Kenku Rogue, and Remy the Kenku Fighter. The party entered the warm spring of Alavast. After an exciting wedding, a game of Nola Schlagen, and a brush with a killer cake, the party was whisked away in combat against the mad Gobbo Gourmet. After stopping the mad chef in his tracks and handing him over to the right authorities, the party was approached and guided by the mysterious Edward and Robso, member of the Alavastian Council, member of the Nerazman Collective, and General Shadow of the Shadows, Ozzy's father, and also an enigma. After being led to the Nerazman Collective of Alavast and to a mysterious secret chamber, the party laid witness to a museum of artifacts, a hammer with Stilavady's eye set in the center, and their old enemy Dolmar trapped in his soul stones. Asking for their help, Edward tells the party that they want to subvert the council's decision to disregard extending a hand to the native Alavastian orc tribes, and wants to have a representative approach and enlist the orcs' aid for Alavast by any means necessary. Seeing an opportunity in Borky, Edward left Borky to wander into a hollow hall where at the end he met a familiar sword, the sword of the Unexpectables' first enemy of Ronfault. Refined and mended lay before him. Taking the sword in his hand, Borky tapped into the breath of the blade and heard the voice of the giant king of the eastern sky, Ronfault himself, say, "I remember you." You stand in silence, Borky, in this room. The wind whipping around you. You feel as though you're standing on the top of a mountain with each breath and gust of wind beating against you. The ground around you wheezes with air. You see bits of mist swirl, and as it does, no longer is the blade in your hand, but you stand in a large hall, one you remember entering a long time ago. And you see a form sitting on a throne of blackened stone, an ethereal form leaning his elbow on the side of the chair and his head on his fingers, of Ronfault. And he stares down at you. You feel your hand still clenched to the blade, but it is not there.
And I remember you.
You killed me. You made it end.
I did. With the help of my friends. We put an end to it.
Is this the angle that Edward and Robso wishes to present to me now? His paladins had nothing for me, nor any warrior he brought, and so he brings you to me. Do you think you are worthy of wielding me?
I might be.
The vision gets shaky. Doubt is unbecoming of you. I am told you wish to be a leader. You wish to unite some native orc tribes. I remember them from my history. I remember when the white tiefling came.
Could you repeat that last part? You completely cut out.
Did I? Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
You wish to unite them, to reach out to them, to lead them.
Yes.
They are savage. Some are even monsters.
Others may be more inclined to listen to you, but they do not listen to fools. And as he says fools, the air rushes past you.
When dealing with orcs, I am no fool. My father was an orc chief himself. His name was Slasher.
Slasha.
And I see your mother in you too. The moment you picked up this blade, you and mine, our souls became one, just for an instance.
Yes. You know what happened to her?
I do.
One
But
day.
if there is something I have learned,
You must learn from your past. You cannot dwell on it for too long.
It is true.
Fear of the future, fear of the past can destroy.
I'm not afraid of the future, because I know I've gotten stronger. Every step I've taken, I've gotten stronger. I went from being scared and running away to fighting a dragon. Not only that, fighting you. And I'd do it again. And this time, it wouldn't be as difficult. And now I have the biggest challenge ever. I have to unite orc tribes. So finally once, what I learned from my dad might actually be useful.
You will need both. You will need the ferocity and violence of your father, but the compassion, patience, and understanding of your mother. Master both, and you will be a great king. Falter, and you will fall, and you will not be the only one to fall.
Be my blade.
I have one request.
And you can make that all the more possible.
I will serve you, but you will serve me the same. I have 2 requests. One, now that I know who you are, and a second that I think you will quite quickly agree with. He steps down from the throne. He doesn't make a sound. As he moves and walks, there's no sound to him. He strides forward to you and looks down to you. He's about 12 plus feet tall. He's very tall.
Oh, man. And Borky's only 6'8". Borky's tiny.
Yeah, he's like double your size.
Fuck.
He looks down to you and he goes, his face kind of shifts and warbles. Roll an insight check.
Ooh, okay, excellent. Where's my insight? Oh, what's that? 9.
You don't really know what's up with him, but he kind of turns to you and looks. He kind of composes himself and goes, "The human child.
Yes,
Do they live?
they do.
And they are okay.
They are with their family.
They are not hurt."
Not anymore.
His eyes close and you can see him take like a deep breath in, and the room actually gets lighter, almost as if there's relief there. My one request to you, if you are to wield me, is that we strike down our one common enemy. The day you slayed me, I was supposed to be cast into Stilhavity's realm to become a part of that disgusting amalgamation. But I was stubborn, and I refused. I put myself in this blade, and with every fiber of my being, I swore to be against that wretched creature. If we find any spawn of that thing, you, wielding me, will kill it.
Without a second thought.
You will be my wielder. And then immediately you're out of the vision and the sword is in your hand.
Borky pulls it off the stand and
You do.
spins it up in the air.
It's light. Surprisingly light. It wasn't before.
Borky does the kind of thing where you do like left, right, testing out the blade.
You hear a voice in your head say, "You will find I am perfectly balanced.
I'll say.
If you ever need to consult me for anything, meditate on me. I may not always answer, and do not waste my time."
I will keep that in mind.
Silence.
Then Borky puts it over his shoulder and just says to himself,
I got my talking sword.
I was about to say.
Borky says, I got my talking sword.
I just like to point out, this is how Siegfried became nightmares. So like,
I was about to fucking say Soul of Siegfried.
the battle guiding 2 foes is now beginning in this place right now.
Borky, you make your way out of that tiny chamber down the hallway. Meanwhile, back
actually, can I take Ronfeld's helmet as well?
There's no helmet there.
Oh, I thought I saw the helmet.
That
Okay.
was
That
just
was-
for art.
That was just for size comparison.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
there's
wanted,
no
a,
helmet.
I wanted a
There's no helmet.
sweet fist filler, but okay.
No. Meanwhile, back with Edward. Edward is currently sitting cross-legged, sipping his tea. The meeting place seems to have filled up with a great deal of awkward silence as you see crawling up and down the windows of this museum things, forms.
What kind of things?
Roll knowledge arcana, Task.
Tell me more.
Can we all do that?
Yeah, you can all do
Thank
this because
you.
you're all there.
A 15. What kind of things?
Ooh, that's a 9.
That's a 9.
And I rolled
a soft 20.
Ooh, nice. And it's
I rolled a 10.
Panic and Greckles, you guys are kind of focused on Edward because he's kind of just calm and smiling and drinking his tea and just like just kind of like thinking about what's possibly going on with Borky. Remy and Task, as your eyes wander to the windows, you see things crawling up and down. They're very large and they're of varying humanoid form. You recognize them as shadow demons, currently crawling all around the outside. And as you see that, Task, you're just kind of like, Remy, you're able to discern, knowing Edward's nature, that you guys are probably not in the material plane right now. You are probably somewhere else.
So we've plane shifted?
Yep.
Oh, God.
You know of Edward's nature. This is his bread and butter. He is all about interplanar like stuff like this.
Got it. Okay.
Good to know that the artifacts that still have it aren't on the material plane anymore. And these chairs are comfy.
I know, right?
In a couple hours, the sun will rise.
Will you let me roll a what would it be? Because I'm back in 5e. Hold on.
What do you want?
Will you let me roll an insight on him to get a general idea of his demeanor?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
I'd love to know
Maybe
that
an 11.
myself.
An 11. Okay.
Meanwhile,
also roll
meanwhile,
insight.
Task is hearing Pargon, Venteroth, Pargon in the back of his fucking head.
Oh, that's a nat 20 for me.
Ooh.
20,
Um,
baby.
Remy, as you look at Edward, you see this smug motherfucker. He's very like calm. He's calm. You never see him stressed ever. Like when he walks into a room, he walks in like he owns the place. You know this man has a great deal of power to him. He's like never had a worry. Greckles, he is masking worry right now. You get the sense that there's something on his mind and it is something that is bothering him, but it is not something that is personal. It is something overarching based on the kind of the way he's tapping his foot and kind of looking to the door where Borky has entered. There seems to be a great deal of not fear, but safety net making. You get the sense of.
So, Edward, what exactly is our good boy doing in there?
He's having a meeting with an old friend.
Oh, really? What old friend?
He puts down the teacup on a saucer and it kind of clink, clink, and he lifts it and you watch as his shadow just kind of reaches from his hand and puts it on the table next to him. He kind of clasps his hands together and he goes, I believe his name was Ronfault.
What?
He just smiles towards you guys.
You how?
Well, we heard about a commotion to the west. We were sent to investigate as per the instructions of a mercenary group of 4 individuals.
I have
And
no
when we
idea
are-
what those are.
Who could that be? And we made our way there with a decent set of paladins, as well as others. I had a feeling, given the nature of the urgency, this was potentially related to that hammer you saw in the museum, and the particular artifact inside. We made our way there. We dug through the rubble of an ancient castle. Were bombarded with a absolute tirade of small rodents. You kind of see him like as simple as that.
Ooh,
Met
you
with
cut out a
the-
little hard.
Yeah, you cut out
Oh,
really
did
hard.
I?
Yeah.
Oh shoot! I'm so sorry. I don't know what's happening, guys. I'm
That's
so
all right.
sorry.
It's all right.
We were sent and we found an ancient castle that seemed to have been shattered and collapsed. We were attacked by a barrage of rodents. We met with a very old druid who attacked us with said barrage of rodents.
I haven't heard that one before.
Believe her name was Raoul. I'm not sure if that rings any bells.
Oh yeah, the nice
Flower
druid
nipples.
lady.
Thanks for
Well-
that task.
Oh, all right then.
Greckles gives kind of a half closed eye look over at Edward and just kind of leans in close. What else is going on?
Roll a persuasion check.
I mean, if we're gonna work for you, we don't keep secrets.
Roll a, yeah.
I had to add that in. Ah, it's 15.
Okay. Ooh, he's very charismatic, but not charismatic enough. He
I mean,
smiles and he smiles. He smiles towards you. Sorry.
No, it's okay. There's no maliciousness in what Greckles is saying, by the way.
No, I totally get that. Edward even gets it too as he looked into you. He leans forward, his eyes unopening. He never opens them. He leans forward and he goes, "I think with your experience and conversation with Lady Soliandris, that answer has already been earned. You and I are quite alike," and he spans his unopened eyes to the rest of you. Well, with the exception of you, and he looks at you, Remy. The United Clergy of Orin doesn't particularly like people like us. And they are getting more and more ambitious. And ambition leads to death when it comes to them.
Do you think they're gonna start a war?
Greckles, we are a city. It wouldn't be a war.
It'd
Be
be
a
a slaughter.
massacre.
Even with my power, it would be over in an instant.
You don't
One
think that?
pers-
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Task was just gonna like rub his chin and then look up. You don't think that even though with what their motives are and what their religion is, that they would still have it on anything he would give them if given the chance?
No, I don't think they would. Surprisingly. They're so paranoid to almost a fault. He kind of strokes his chin. Something big is happening with the United Clergy of Orin, and I actually don't know what it is. There's a sickness running through them.
A corruption?
I
don't think
might
corruption's the right word, but turns to
I
you,
might
Panic.
have some insight on that. I'm not even sure if I can tell you. I don't know if a certain restriction is lifted or not, but I'm going to need you to take me on my word that we saw Orin.
His brows kind of raise up. You saw Orin.
Yes.
In what state was Orin in?
Strong, but there was a part of him that didn't look right, and I managed to listen in on their conversation with a spell of mine he was having with. That conversation was with Solar, right?
Solar and Lies had a conversation that you only caught the tail end of, yeah.
With another group of celestial beings, and I think Orin might be dying.
All the shadows in the room shudder. And Edward just kind of leans forward, like up more, just kind of like taken aback a little bit. Gods shouldn't die.
Yeah.
And that god in particular shouldn't die. Edward gets very quiet.
From what we
Well-
saw, Orin is still stronger than Stilhavity. I don't think it was his influence that was causing this.
I think that's above us. He kind of looks
Yeah.
to the window, and you see a large face kind of disappear in the corner of your eye. Task, you catch it. As you're kind of staring out at some of these demons, you catch a very large one, just like a snake, kind of just disappear, as if it was listening into the conversation. For now, small scale, for the most part.
All right.
But I will keep this information close at hand. May I ask, did you tell Lady Soliandris about this?
Did we?
Roll an intelligence
Yeah,
check.
out of character, she was there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
She didn't see Orin though. Her body.
Yeah,
She,
I was gonna say I can't meta this.
16, did we?
You guys you distinctly remember that Grekel sent a note basically saying that we saw Orin. But you have no idea whether or not she actually got that.
I nudge Grekel's on the shoulder. You sent her something, didn't you?
Yeah, but I didn't get any word back.
What did you send?
We saw Orin briefly injured, but completely laying into you-know-who.
You can say his name around me. I know of him, but definitely not around strangers. That will make him stronger.
That was the worry that I had. I wasn't sure how his power worked.
Wait a minute, doesn't that mean that Remy this whole time is hearing like a Yivvid kind of situation where it's just
He doesn't get any of this. That's why he's not talking.
Remy, you're confused.
You guys said we were going to
Remy's
Chick-fil-A.
in his own space right now.
We saw that Solar, who was actually Soliandris' father, talking with an associate of ours. And it's as Panic said, he was weakened briefly, but infinitely still more powerful than Stillhavity. But as far as Soliandris, I don't know. I sent her a letter making mention that we saw her father. Maybe that was a good idea, maybe it wasn't, but that was then. But we still don't know whether or not she got that letter considering the circumstances.
I will look into this matter. For your sake.
It's much appreciated.
By the way, I do apologize for our company. He kind of turns to face the window, which is currently just filled, like at this point, Task, it's just filled with faces pressing up against the glass.
Oh, good. So I'm not the only one seeing these.
Yeah.
Remy's been staring at them for a while.
The reason why you have an easier time seeing them is because of your dark vision. So you get a clear vision of them as they are kind of existing in this darkness.
Greckles actually looks over to Edward. Can they be trusted with this information and not leak it to Stillhavity?
Every living thing in this realm despises Stillhavity. The fact that the hammer is still here is a miracle. My patron is lord of this land, and we are simply extracting a business agreement.
What realm are we in?
We are in the Shadow Realm.
We didn't even play a card game.
Oh, fuck yeah! I have a deck of cards. Let's go.
It's about time I turn this duel around. Okay, sorry. We got it out of our system. Moving on.
Yeah, we got it out.
Interesting.
The reason being is because, well, scrying magic doesn't work here. Because it's shrouded in shadows. So if the council is keeping tabs on me or on you, they won't know about anything that's going on here. The downside, unfortunately, is that by the time you leave this place, a few days may have passed.
What?
Oh. That's going to be weird to trying to explain to our employees.
Time works differently with planar magic.
It does, yes.
Weird.
Remy's gonna keep looking at Edward. Can I roll another insight check on him?
Absolutely.
Okay. 10.
10. I want to see. All right, what kind of face is
like 7 years has passed.
what type of face is Remy making at the moment?
Very stoic.
Photorealistically stoic?
No.
Hey, that's my shtick.
Roll a perception check, Remy.
Okay. Is this sight?
It is sight, yeah.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. Oh boy. As the conversation is happening and the rest of the party are kind of turning and talking about that letter to Sully, Edward slowly turns his head and he opens his eyes and looks at you just briefly. And there are no eyes there. They are just black orbs. There's no pupil. There's no iris. There's no white. It is just pure black. And then very quickly he closes his eyes and gives you a smile. I need you to name.
Oh, listen.
I need you to
Knowledge
make a
Arcana?
Yeah, sure, Knowledge Arcana.
Do I even remotely know what that could be?
I'd say Knowledge Arcana I'd say Knowledge Arcana with disadvantage.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a 15.
Ooh.
That's still a 15. You know, warlocks are not very common in Alavast. Like, people making pacts are generally kind of like, they're worrisome. With the exceptions of like celestial warlocks and fae-based warlocks. Generally, the other types of warlocks are kind of frowned upon. You know that some of the powers associated with being a warlock tends to affect sight.
Okay.
And there are certain traits that a patron will perhaps thrust upon the person in the deal. This seems like one such thing. And given the realm
I'm familiar with their packs, is what you're saying.
Yeah. And you assume whatever this is probably the visual sort of like signature of the pact at hand. Because beyond that, Edward looks completely normal beyond that. That is the only thing that is off about him.
No less terrifying. All right. Remy will sit up and wiggle a bit in his chair, but do his best to keep his composure.
Would you like some tea? Edward asks.
Remy?
Yeah, he turns to Remy and asks that, kind of smiling.
Yes, I would love another. And he'll hold out his glass.
All right.
Have to shake as he does it.
You watch as a shadow comes up and pours you a full cup of tea, and despite your best efforts, there's a little trembling there, but you manage to take it and sip it. As you guys sit there, you hear the door boom boom open, and you see Borky exit with a blade leaning up against his shoulder.
Hey guys, so Mr. and Rob, so
How did it go?
And Borky just like pretty much takes the sword and just plants it against the ground.
We came to an arrangement.
I see.
Hey guys, I got my talking sword.
Yeah, we heard.
Yeah.
Said something about Ron Fault is.
Yeah, he's the sword.
Borky points at it.
You know, you could make my introduction a bit more respectful.
Sorry. I present to you the king of the sky giants, the blade.
And Borky in his mind asks him,
Do we call the blade Ronfault, or does it have its own name?
I am Ronfault, and I am the blade.
Ronfault!
Did we hear the Rodfault's voice during that?
It's in his
Not
head.
hear him at all. It's all in his head.
Borky, are you okay?
What?
Because
I mean,
What?
I mean, it kind of makes sense. I mean, Dolmar put himself inside of the soul gems. I suppose.
Edward sips his tea and puts the cup down and
That's
goes,
true.
Yes, I should have informed. Ronfault is now a sentient weapon. He will be speaking to your orc companion in private.
It's true.
Oh, I can't wait to see what those conversations are going to be like.
When I die, I want to be a sentient guitar.
I can have that arranged.
Fuck yeah. Dong dong never die.
Now, Ronfault... Jesus Christ, come on. Now, Ronfault and party, let's talk business. Really fast.
So Borky sits
I
down at the table, just got the sword, just puts the sword on the table. Bang, ding, ding, ding.
You could treat me with a bit more respect as well.
I did. I placed him very, I've actually placed him on the table. That wasn't meant to sound as aggressive as it was actually. I mean that honestly.
He might still be mad though.
You should put him in a chair.
Wait, is there another chair? Wait, is there another chair?
Yeah, there's another chair.
Borky like just places it carefully in the other chair, leaning it up against it.
Thank you.
No problem. We're gonna we are gonna figure this out. We're gonna figure this out.
You got like a. You want to get like a sheath? him?
Borky just turns the sword. Would you like that?
I do know it to be sheathed, but if you have some sort of length of scarf of cloth of some
Ooh,
kind,
Yeah. And then I unfurl you when it's time to fight.
I can unfurl myself, thank you.
Oh, it's even better.
He says, "Yeah, we'll get some sheaths, some cloth, some very nice cloth. We'll go over.
Right,
We'll go over the color later, Mr. Wrongful."
Task is pinching his eyes closed.
I believe the proper term is Your Majesty, but whatever.
The tiefling is correct, though I have no kingdom to call, so whatever you wish, but Mr. can be gone. Ronfault or Your Majesty would work just fine.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Borky looks down, feeling bad.
Man, that's so weird watching him talk to his sword like that.
Hey,
Ronfold, I don't know if you
Monty.
can hear me, but I apologize ahead of time.
Is it possible to roll knowledge arcana on the sword just to understand the type of magic that might have been used to bond a soul to a weapon?
Yeah, you can absolutely do that.
Okay, because I've heard of enchantments before, but this is kind of cool. It's an 8.
I have one word for you.
The sword.
Spite.
What?
Spite.
Got
Spite.
What?
Oh,
Sheer force of spite probably was the play here.
I was gonna say. I thought you had a
Oh
rat.
shit, this will be easy for me then.
yeah, I thought something bad happened.
I thought you had. I
Yeah.
thought you had an extra mouse called Spite, and he just
No.
just did something
No,
horrible.
no. Spite. You've heard stories, Remy. I mean, you work with Vetreon veterans who have some sentient weapons. They usually are either crafted with a new soul put in, or crafted with an old soul put in, or it just happens because the soul is spiteful.
And so I'm getting the sense that this was not voluntary. It was just this was all like it was a last ditch or something. There was just a lot of rage.
I mean, you don't know, but
right.
you know it's a sentient weapon.
Undead, half undead possessed giant king, literally too angry to die.
Literally, yeah. He was that. I mean, thinking about
Oh
what
no, I know what happened, but Remy does it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, think about what Stilhavity did to him for so long. You get the sense that would make a lot of sense for him to be that, willful to do something like that.
Florida man puts his soul into a sword.
Florida man puts his sword into it, puts his soul in a hatchet. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Well, Remy's gonna take that little nugget. He's gonna put it away, and then he's gonna turn to Edward because he has business to talk about.
All right, let's talk business, Edward says as he sets the tea aside and leans forward in his chair. So as you know, the council has turned away the idea of extending out an approach to the native orc clans. I am well known that you tend to explore and traverse these lands as you kind of go about your business. So my thought is, what a convenient circumstance if a loose cannon orc, and he slowly pans and looks at you, Borky, just so happened to appeal so strongly to the orc clans that they just feel compelled to offer their services to Alavast.
Borky has his hand, kind of rubbing his chin. Okay, that's a great idea. I should go do that. Don't tell me what to do.
Now, here's the
Borky
tricky
winks.
part. Here's the tricky part, indeed. We do not want the Alavastian Council hearing about this. It will be on mostly your heads, but I could also lose a bit of power in the council, and right now that is not power I wish to lose. So, perhaps in the next few days, there might be a convenient quest that might pop up. Mundane at first, but with maybe a bit of a side motivation. If you feel so inclined to go now, you may take up this quest. If you have your own personal business, of course, do that first. I mean, the tribes aren't going anywhere, to my knowledge.
What if one of them's nomadic?
He looks over to a piece of paper and he lists through. He goes, I think only one of them is.
Oh. It was a shot in the dark, but it's good to know that.
There are 4.
Okay, I'm getting my lore notes ready to go.
I think you have them already written down,
I
actually.
had a blood axes, double tusk, iron claw, and there's one more.
Yeah, so you don't know the 4th one. So the blood axes, Edward explains,
The Blood Axes are far to the north.
Yep.
They are up near the base of the Silver Mountains, which you know is where the Silver Kobolds are. They are not nice. They are the ones that if they see you, they will try to kill you on sight.
Okay.
Double Tusk have magic associated with them. They are cursed. No one knows how they are cursed, but they are cursed. And because they are cursed, they are exceptionally powerful in more ways than one.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what was the name of that group?
Double Tusk.
Double Tusk.
Double.
There are rumors that they can turn into pigs. That's what you've heard.
Okay.
That's what
yeah.
Edward explains. There are rumors that they can turn into pigs or boars, and they don't
This is
know
gonna be a
why.
long arc.
And then the Ironclaw clan are also towards the Silver Mountains. They're actually near the village that just got taken over by the dragons.
Okay, that's all. That's
Uh,
that's also that one's like center north, right?
That's like center north. That's one's probably the closest to you. But at the moment, they're currently between you and them is like a shitload of dragons.
Okay.
So
that's a hard maybe on that.
you know that they are probably the most approachable. They are
Really?
not. They're not peaceful, but they're not like violent. Like if you come and talk to them, they'll parlay with you. They'd be totally up for parlaying with you.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
And then the last one you haven't heard about are the eastern seafaring orcs. There are coastal orcs.
What?
Yeah.
Water orcs?
Well, not really water orcs. They live on the land. They mostly live off the sea, and they are to the east. And from what Edward knows is that there was a report sent that they attacked a temple of Oriara long ago
What?
in an attempt to steal a sword that was inside of one of the sacred chambers.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I know what that's about. I can't metagame it though, but I know what all that's about.
As a
Okay.
player, you do know.
I do know
So
as a
we-
player. Okay.
We got the Ironclaw, Double Tusk, Eastern Coast, and what were the others?
Those guys.
Bloody
Iron
Axe.
Claw, Double Tusk, Blood Axe, and Eastern Coast.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that first one because there was voices running together.
Blood axes.
So it's the Blood Axes, the Double Tusk,
Uh-huh.
Iron Claw, Eastern
Uh-huh.
Coast.
Okay.
At minimum, if worst comes to worst, how many of them would you actually like us to at least try to convert?
As of now, at least 2.
What if one of them wants like a marriage? No, I'm not even. You don't even laugh, Task. Seriously though. That's a big
Edward-
thing.
Edward
That's
just
a big
looks at
thing for
you.
orcs. Oh no, you can't. I mean, like, I gotta be in love. What if he's can panic marrying?
Whoa, hey.
Right now,
leave
hold on.
me
Let
out
me
of
let,
this.
let me make decisions for you, Panic.
Edward
you
kind of
can-
looks and goes, when it comes to the business of the council and its members, that is not a choice we get to make.
Okay. All right, so soft maybe.
He slowly turns and looks at you, Remy, and then slowly turns and looks at Greckles.
I mean, if you need some.
Insight?
Oh,
Yeah.
photorealistic.
Damn it, 7.
That's a
14.
14.
Let's see if I can roll his deception. He's got very high charisma, though.
Roll a 1, please.
He rolled a 3, so
Oh,
yeah.
Tell us the goodies.
He's hinting towards something, Greckles, and it might involve you or someone who you might know.
Ah.
Oh.
I mean,
So-
I'm spoken for.
Wait, what did he said specifically that he said something about the council and then looked at us. What did he say specifically?
He said when it comes to people who are part of or within the council or involved with the council, that is not a choice you get to make in reference to marriage.
Oh God, never mind. I didn't even need to roll an inside. Remy's gonna clam up.
No. So,
Oh, that's a low blow, by the way.
Edward knows. Edward kind of.
go ahead.
Edward will look to you, Borky, and goes, "Your payment for this will be, of course, the quest you complete. You will potentially get a surprising bonus to your rewards. Additionally, I am willing to relinquish this ancient and very legendary blade to you, Borky. You hold within your hand the only living thing." He kind of tilts on living a bit. that knows about Alavast before most of the sentient races were killed.
And you give it to the guy who can't read or write.
It's okay. Calm down. Calm down. Task, you're not the chosen one. Calm down.
Let Neo do his stuff.
I'm kidding.
Does
that was
this sound like a fair trade to you?
It does. It does.
Borky stands up and offers his hand as a handshake.
I'm afraid I don't make deals like that.
Oh,
Here it comes.
Panic,
Oh,
get
you're making me
married.
sign a blood pact. Oh
No,
boy,
no,
I
my
got
first.
the-
All right, fine. I'll marry you too. We all got it here today.
I am already married, thank you, but no. A piece of your shadows for entering this place and a piece of your shadow to leave.
What?
What piece?
and what lasting repercussions will that have on us?
None.
Do we grow it back?
No, but if you fail, the sword will, well, be relinquished back to me. I think that's fair.
Do you want to just take the whole thing? I'd look really badass walking around without a shadow.
No, everyone would think you're a vampire. Don't do that.
Ah, shit.
Is he asking Borky to make this deal for all of us or just for him?
Basically, all of you in agreement. You can't leave until you basically give up a little bit of your
Got it. So we all have to agree before he'll let us leave.
Basically, yeah.
Oh,
He's kind of holding you hostage.
okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Remy's
no
gonna-
shit.
Remy's just gonna put a hand on the hilt of his blade and.
Will we gain back our shadow once the task is complete?
Absolutely. And don't worry. I have very big friends. They will ensure
too.
nothing happens to your pieces of shadow, I swear.
Can you put them in like a very special place?
Absolutely. I
Okay.
can put them inside of mine.
Ugh.
I mean, never mind.
He's got friends on the other side.
Bum,
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum.
All right. Well, looks like we got no choice.
This might actually be kind of fun, the more I think about it.
And the story is you guys went on a 3-day bar jump throughout Alavast.
And
wanted
I
to get
won
to a
this in
sampling of everything.
And Borky points at the sword. I won this in a card game.
Exactly. You guys are
Yeah.
catching on quite quickly.
Yeah.
He beat him with a pair of twos.
It's true. God totally didn't call my bluff.
Hearing this go down, Remy's gonna finally stand up. And he's gonna look directly into the, I assume, still closed eyes of Edward.
Yeah.
With all due respect, Your Grace, your money and that sword mean nothing to me.
You get a different reward. I believe there was a certain file that slipped past my desk about insubordination. He just has a big smile on his face. That is currently under my review at the moment.
Oh, that's a coincidence.
No.
And, interestingly enough, whether or not that piece of paper makes its way faster to some other members of the council, well, outside influences may play a part, Ramus Corbeau. If you are catching my drift.
With all due respect, Your Grace, if I'm going to assist you, if I'm going to lie on your behalf, I don't need my position back. You can tear that piece of paper up for all I care. If you want my assistance, if you want the Corbeau name and my silence, there is only one thing that I want.
And what would that be?
A friend of mine is missing. She goes by the name of Winter. If you use your magics to figure out where she is, and to help bring her home safely, or at least tell me where she is, then, and only then, will we have a deal. But I will not be blackmailed by a fellow noble. Not again.
Taz kind of just like puts his chin on top of his hands and just looks over to Edward. Add me to that list with him.
Very well. You watch as Edward reaches like his hand down to the ground and like kind of pinches the ground and pulls. And you watch as a shadow in the shape of a man steps forward. And you hear him whisper some sort of strange cantation. Does anybody speak Abyssal at all?
No.
Nope.
Nope.
No one speaks Abyssal. He speaks words not fast enough to cast Comprehend Languages, and the shadow just disappears. And he turns to you, goes, I have someone looking to find them. When they see them, I will be notified. However, they cannot be moved. So, their direction and their choices are up to them, but I can let you know.
That is so cool.
Right?
In the meantime, you've been here for too long.
Oh, we've only been here for like about 15 minutes.
Not back in Alavast. By now, it's probably been about 3.5 days.
What?
What are we gonna tell? What are we gonna tell Helga? I mean, you can't go on a bender that long.
That's not how time.
Says you.
That's not how time works.
Borky wasn't
Edward
here for the
stands
conversation.
Edward stands up and begins to walk past all the different artifacts that are laying in these different glass plinths. And he makes his way to the door of which you guys have entered. And as you walk by, you once again see Dulmar sitting there now. You realize trapped in the realm of shadows. And you see the Eye of Stillhavity flickering in that warhammer. And as you pass by Borky, carrying Ronfall, you hear his voice say, That we will cast from the material plane and send it back from whence it came.
Yes, we will.
And anything like it.
Yup.
Borky, what's going on? You're talking
to
yourself again.
Oh, no, I'm talking to Ronfall, and you had to be there for it.
Oh, here we go.
That's going to take some getting used to.
Oh, that's gonna take a lot of getting used to.
You guys make your way to the door, and Edward reaches up his hand and he goes, The exit will be a bit different than the entrance, of course. Do take care of yourselves, and Mr. Grimtongue. You'll find your answers. And he flicks his finger, and the door begins to be filled with the different shadows in the room, which then opens up and forms a smaller door than what you remember. That opens up, and you watch as some light peters in, and as it does, almost like rats to a carcass, different shadows kind of peek out of different spaces and begin to gnaw on the light.
Ugh.
Oh, jeez.
Fucking brutal.
Take care, and good luck.
I pray the next time we meet, Your Grace, it's not under such circumstances.
It won't be, I promise.
Task will walk through.
Okay. You guys walk out into an alleyway.
Wait. Panic's gonna wait for them all to walk out.
Okay. Everybody else, you're heading out?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Panic turns to Edward. Coming from somebody who has a shitty relationship with their father, reach out and talk to Ozzy. It doesn't matter what he wants to do with his life, just as long as you're there for them.
Unfortunately, and you see the shadows kind of coalesce around him, that I had to give up as part of my deal.
If you really love him, that shouldn't stop you. And he leaves.
Boom! The door closes behind, and then it just falls to dust behind you. You guys are currently standing in what appears to be a crafting district. You're not really sure actually where you are at the moment. But it is a lot warmer than when you guys went in. Most of the snow is now gone. And you guys are kind of standing out in a crowded street. And in a distance, everybody roll perception checks.
Feels like the light is biting my eyes.
Nope.
16.
8.
That's 8.
Wow.
We all roll 8 or 9.
8.
Except for Chris.
Everybody walks out into the light, and everyone goes, ah! Kind of like shields their hands from the light. You guys aren't used to being in the dark for so long. Task, you walk out and you're just like, eh? You are so used to being in and out of caves that it's just nothing to you.
Yay.
You guys are currently standing in the streets, and a task you also notice around the corner is the Sweet Dragon. And you see Vel and Euromagister currently manning the front door. You currently see Vel dragging like what looks like a 15-year-old kid, and like just dragging him. It's like, you're underage, and just tosses him to the street. And he kind of like pats his jacket and kind of scowls at her, and then walks away. And she just kind of rolls her eyes and leans back up against the post.
Looks like order's still being maintained. I kind of just like motion everyone to follow me since they're all kind of like, I can't see.
Wait, we should, wait, before we go, we should get our story straight, because that meeting didn't happen, right? We have to keep it on the down low. So the agreement is we got super drunk, and we wandered out of the city, and we found a secret poker game in the woods. And then we played, and then I won by bluffing with 2 2s. Right? And that's the story. And I won this magical sword from a traveling man who we never saw again. Who had a scar over both eyes.
But Borky,
No one has a scar over both eyes, only one.
Borky, why would we be gone for multiple days for just that
We
one
were
thing?
that drunk. The drunkenness went right through our sleep.
Hey, trust me, as somebody who's went to a college full of bards, it's possible.
It is
Well,
possible.
then let's let Panic do all the talking.
All right, Panic, you got your
As
story
you
straight?
always should, and he straightens his jacket.
Greckle shrugs. I mean, I've always advocated that from the beginning.
Thank you, Greckles.
I'm pitching the plot of The Hangover right now as our cover story.
Pretty fucking much.
Oh shit, we should have a slideshow or something.
You guys step forward, I'm assuming, towards the tavern.
Yep.
Remy is very visibly trying to hide his depression creeping back in.
But birds can't frown.
Sad bird.
Oh, trust me, they can.
Hawks are always frowning, though.
It's true. You guys make your way forward. Vel kind of turns and greets you. Goes, "Hey, how's it going? You guys been gone for a while."
Panic has a hell of a story. Tell the story, Panic.
Borky slaps him on the shoulder.
Let me tell you, we had the idea to go on a little bit of a bender. I took out some personal bottles from my own personal liquor stash that I've been keeping for quite some time. We all had a grand old time after, just sitting in the house in winter, nothing else to do. And we might have finished a couple of those bottles, got way too drunk, and as a group, we headed out into the forests. We wandered clear out of town. Not sure how that happened.
Yeah.
And then we ran into a couple of goblins out in the forest, and they were like, "Hey,
What were hey, Panic, what were the names again? It was,
there was Kilroy and Raoul.
Raoul and Kilroy, exactly.
So
Time out just real quick. This entire time, Greckles is going to be popping in illusions in and out, minor illusioning, just all the different characters from as close as we can figure out based on our group huddle.
Question
Okay.
for you, Monty, about the layout. Are we right in front of the Sweet Dragon?
Yeah, you guys are outside, right in front of
Is
the
there
front.
literally anybody blocking the entrance?
Us.
Well, there's 2 guards. There is a giant, well, not really for a Goliath, not very giant. A female Goliath with like a big braided set of hair who stands about 6 foot 5-ish around there. I don't know where her actual height is. There's notes on it.
Gotcha.
And then on the other side of her is about a 6 foot tall Euromastic lizard folk man with a giant staff, who is kind of watching the story in bewilderment and praising the use of the illusion magic. So
Oh,
there are
man,
guards
just
there.
walk in the Sweet Dragon?
Sure, if you want to.
Yeah, he's just good. He's not even waiting for this. He's walking in.
Okay.
He'll go to the bar if Helga's there.
he's got
You-
the hangover.
Remy, as you walk past and they're regaling this giant tail, which, by the way, Panic, roll a deception check with advantage because you're getting help.
Oh, is that what they look like? I don't know. It was a blur the entire
No,
time.
it was
No,
so-
I've got some recollection.
Never mix gin and beer. Not a good mix in the stomach. That just makes you crazy.
Deception 27.
Jesus.
Oh, that's a natural one for Vel.
Oh,
And then for your Magister, ooh.
I have an idea.
Not enough, though. He's 2 away. He almost got you.
Okay, real fast. Instead of explaining this to everybody, how about we say we explain the story, and when we go inside,
Yeah.
we can explain another part of the story.
Well, as you explain it outside, Vel gets very sad because she's like, "Why didn't you invite me, guys? Like, I thought we were cool." She's a little bummed.
We were blasted. I am surprised you didn't at least hear us. We were just walking around town stumbling. I'm pretty sure I hit my horns on the brick or something.
No, the way Greckles was cawing, you figured everyone bird in the last near like 100 miles would have heard it.
I mean,
Anyway,
I kinda can't help
so
myself.
Raoul and Kilroy are struggling musicians out in the forest trying
You
to
go.
find their thing.
You guys go on and keep regaling as Euromagister is kind of like Vel's like totally into it. Euromagister is kind of older. And Task, you've come to realize that Euromagister is actually not like super grandpa old, but he's like has a family and kids like old. He's like
He's got kids.
he's
He's
got
like 40 and 50.
yeah, he's like around 40s, 40 or 50s in lizard years. And you know he's mentioned it. He actually does have a son and a wife back in Aruba, which is why he needs to go back. Remy, as you throw open the doors of the tavern, you are immediately met with the smells and sights of the tavern, the musky scent of the hearth glowing with firelight and warmth. You see drinks being tossed out, but immediately you catch a scene that makes your day go from pretty bad to worse. You see sitting at a table, wrapped up in a blanket, kind of red-faced with like snot coming out of her nose, is Willow, sitting in front of a chess game, and across from her, playing her, is one Silver King, who is who is flanked by a female, what you can assume is another silver dragon in disguise, and a larger male, what you can also assume is a larger silver dragon in disguise. And you watch as the Silver King is stroking his beard and like moves a chess piece and kind of gives this confident smile. And Willow, who looks sick as a dog, you guys know that she had a cold, she moves a piece and she goes, check. And he's like, kind of like rubs his temples a bit, like really confused.
Remy is going to march right over to that table.
Okay.
Is he like doing a 45-degree angle pose over top of him while he's sitting down?
No, look, if birds could make any kind of a snarl, that would be the grimace on his face.
Quick, do a Canadian goose hiss.
Off in the distance, and that's when Kilroy brought out the lubricant. And
you proceed forward, Remy, and then you watch as the Silver King is like thinking about his move, and he puts a move over, and then Willow just moves one piece, and he goes, checkmate. And he's like, good game, Willow. Can we have a best 8 out of 15? And she just looks up at him, and she's like, can I please just go to sleep? Oh, it's you. Nice to see you.
He's like 2 inches above him.
Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. Literally.
Didn't see you there.
It's just the beginning. It's the beginning of his Kickstarter video.
He's Silver King wearing very, very much more casual attire. No one's really kind of paid him too much notice. And he's kind of just like looking up. He gives you this big smile. He's just like, oh, that's just the people who I was looking for. Well, one of them anyway. Where's the rest of the gaggle of you?
They're outside.
gaggle.
So anyways,
excellent.
so like tell them about how the gaggle of naked bears showed up. This part's wild.
Well, bears are always naked.
It's true. It's true. It's true. But this one, the leader, was especially naked.
Well, I'd love to regale you with a story, but I'm afraid we have to get back to work. By the way, Belle kind of looks down to the four of you. Lewistrog took some time off.
Oh?
Okay.
Yeah. He left like yesterday with a big giant thing of flowers, said he has something he needed to do, and he just left. He said he'll be back soon.
Do you know what direction he went?
It seems like he went west, said he was visiting like a graveyard or something.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
We'll leave him be, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he seemed pretty forlorn, but I figured, you know, the guy's always kind of like, oh, I'm really strong and I'm sad.
It's probably just a family thing. Nothing to get too involved in.
Yeah, I mean, yikes. But, you know, figure I'll let you know. And yeah, Hal goes inside, and there's a gentleman who's been waiting for you for like, I think 3 hours now. So, Yeah.
Oh.
What
Yeah,
does it
some
look like?
silver-haired dude with like a beard, and he had like
Going inside.
Ah, yes.
Right.
Yes, we've met him.
As you guys enter Task, you actually feel a hand on your shoulder as your Magister kind of pulls you aside, and he turns down and goes, Task, I'm
Yes.
afraid with the spring sun now rearing its head, I'm afraid I must return to Ruba to see my wife and child again.
I see. When do you depart?
I will be departing in 3 days.
If time permits, we would like to at least compensate you with a feast of some kind for your time here.
It would be much appreciated, but I do need to make my way home. It was an
Well-
honor to work for you, and I'm glad that I spent my time with you. I learned more about my magic by teaching you than I think I could have by myself.
And to you, thank you so much for showing me your ways and actually showing me a little more insight into magic. It's opened a vast library of ideas in my head and actually may have connected me a little bit more closer to my sister in some ways.
You have a talent for it. You must take after your sister very much.
Which is strange because we are not of blood. Well, thank you very much.
Of course, and he nods to you, and he returns to his post. Remy, you're looking at the Silver King, who's currently just smiling back up to you. The other people flanking him, one of them looks very mean. The male dragon, you assume, looks just like your stereotypical mean jock, like a young teenager who shoves people in lockers.
Is his arm? Does he have a chin strap, beard, and are his arms crossed?
Doesn't have a beard.
Okay.
He has this crazy mane of hair though, not Gregor levels, but kind of spiky and all over the place. Who's that guy from Street Fighter? I can't remember his name. Akuma? Is it Akuma?
Akuma? He's got Akuma.
Akuma?
Or are you talking
Yeah.
about? Are you talking about the one who devour our hours?
I have no
Nikali?
idea.
Oh, Nikali.
No. It's like Akuma. I think.
Blanca.
Anyway,
Blanca.
I get
Blanca.
it. Blanca.
Yes, Blanca.
He's got Blanca.
Blanca.
He's got Blanca hair. Okay.
He's got Blanca hair. Yeah. He's got
Okay.
Blanca hair, and he's got no hair on the face. And then you see a familiar sight, which is the dragon girl from the outer districts, from the tent district, standing right there too. The one who was playing with the children.
What does she
Am I able
look
to
like?
gather if frickin' Broski over here is Mr. I've got a bad temper that was talked about in the meeting?
Roll insight.
Okay. Please roll well against the Silver King for once. 23.
Very nice.
23.
Yeah. Immediately, the moment you turn and lock eyes with him, he kind of sneers at you, and immediately there's a little alarm going off in the Remy brain, going boop boop boop. But
So it's him. Got it.
it is him. This would be Arlo, I believe his
Got it.
name was.
Yep.
Yeah.
That sounds right. Yeah, Arlo, the one who's okay. All right, talking to the Silver King.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you here?
Well, I was around the neck of the woods, and I thought I would swing by. I had a few things on my mind, a few things I figured you would want to know about. You and your friends, of course. And of course, I had to visit my good friend, Willow. And Willow just looks over, and she's wiping her face, and she's like, ugh.
I'm in a catastrophic amount of agony.
She just looks so sick. And he starts to kind of clean up the chess thing and tries to set up for another game. And Willow's just like, oh. And-
When we... Oh, okay. I was about to ask.
And he kind of looks over to you and he's like, where are your companions anyway? I need to speak with them quite quickly.
They're
we all-
outside regaling of their tales.
We all come in, I guess, right now, right?
Yeah, you guys all walk inside. And you see Helga kind of turn over and kind of okay, they're still alive, and then go back to her work.
does she see the sword Borky walks in with?
No, you roll for her. She does not give a shit.
What?
She is looking.
What is so big? All right, and then Borky in his mind just says to His Majesty,
This is the Sweet Dragon. It's an inn we've been working on for a while here. And that's Helga. She sucks. And you might see Scarbles running around. She's got pink hair, but she sucks too.
in his head he's saying this.
You're talking, there's no response. No reply.
Okay, it's okay.
Remember how he said, "Don't waste his time."
No. He just needs a drink. Just dunk him in an ale bucket.
You hear a.
Remy would like to extend a hand to the giant Totally not a dragon, dude.
Okay, roll a charisma check.
Okay, just pure charisma.
Pure charisma.
Okay.
Pure
16.
Not bad.
He turns down to your hand and he just snorts and then just kind of looks forward, like just ignoring you.
Remus Corbeau, and you would do well to respect your elders and a noble boy.
You watch as the Silver King takes a wine glass to his lips and just looks up to his son. And Arlo just looks back down to the Silver King and is just like, sure.
Remy's gonna shake his hand if he'll extend it.
Okay, roll a strength check for me.
I'm just imagining Remy slowly trying to reach his hand into the guy crossing his arms.
This is with advantage, right? Because I passed charisma.
No.
No, all right, so 12 then.
It's a 16. He takes your hand and you hear as he really grips hard down onto your hand. And like he doesn't even like shake your hand up and down. It seems like he doesn't understand this. He literally grabs your hands and like pushes your hand back towards you and then pulls your hand back out. He doesn't understand.
No.
So you're just getting like jostled around like all over the place.
I'll
And then he
consider
lets
that
go
being
of you.
lost in translation.
Starring Bill Murray.
I'm then also gonna extend. Remy's gonna extend his hand to the lady dragon. Totally not
Yeah.
a dragon though.
She seems kind of perplexed by it, and then she just kind of nods her head down, and she looks up and she goes, Zotira.
Does she actually extend her hand though?
No, she does not. She doesn't seem to understand it.
Oh.
She doesn't seem to know what to do, so she's kind of like, just is like, panic, bow, and then Zotira, and basically introduces herself.
Oh, do we,
repay the bow? What was the name again? Can you spell it for me?
Zotira.
Okay, is that what it's Z?
Zotira, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
And it's Arlo is the other one. The rest of you now have made your way to the table, and you see the Silver King and poor Willow sitting across.
Hey, hello there. Long time no see. We just got.
Oh, there they are, the men of the hour. It's so fantastic to see you.
We just got back from a crazy bender. We don't even know where to begin.
I would love to hear your stories, but I'm afraid time is of the essence. I've been waiting here for hours. Miss Willow has been an absolute treat in playing some games of chess with me. Why, I might win one if we had another hour.
Greckles is gonna slink over to Willow. I will stealth check if I have to. Just be like, go to bed now.
Okay, roll a stealth check for me.
Be really careful here, Goomba. Make sure you don't get bird flu.
Shit. That's 12.
Oh, he rolled a natural 1, so he's good. You're good. He's completely distracted. Willow's just like, thank you, and just like immediately dips off and then slinks off and away. You get the sense that's probably why she wasn't at the wedding. And the Silver King just does not even notice. Arlo notices though, and is just like, whatever. And the Silver King is just like, yes! Oh, there's so many things I want to go over. First of all, thank you. I would like to thank you again so much for introducing me to that Aussie fellow. I did pay him a visit. I am afraid that in my years of being gone from society, my game, as the youths would call it.
I gotta. Oh, sorry. Go on. Sorry.
It appears that my game, as the youths would call it, is no longer present. So I went to go introduce myself. I seem to have frightened him, and well, it didn't really quite work out. But I do appreciate the recommendation.
Don't worry about it. I think it says a lot more about me than you.
So that being said, I figured I'd say that. On the flip side, I am actually going to be returning back to Eltmer within the next couple days. And there were a couple things I had a few concerns about. One being, and he points to you, Tess, your new son.
Excuse me?
Yes. Tarisk, yes. And as he says that, you see
yes.
Tarisk is currently eating what looks like a broken tankard. Like he's just eating the pieces of it.
Is he teething right now?
Who knows? You have no idea. I believe I've been told by one Mr. Borpington, who is just a delight. I received a frequent bloodied letter saying, "Oh God, please help me. He's in the pantry. I cannot stop him. Gods, please help." And I figured for the sake of the safety of the people and as well as for the let me put it this way. When it comes to raising a dragon, one should be very skilled in what they are doing. You want to raise a good child, and he pats Zotira on the head instead of one that's not good. And then there's this.
Everybody's slow pan over to Arlo.
You can see a single vein on his head just pop up on his head. So, that being said, I wanted to offer a bit of a trade, if that's possible, a bit of bargaining, as it were. I think it would work out for the both of us. My daughter, Zotira, is doing fantastic with interacting with the mortal races, as well as playing with them, learning about their shuls, which I believe are actually called schools, but I like the pronunciation I have better. Things like that. She's done quite well. So I thought perhaps a way of kind of getting her more exposure would be that she could be assisting you with raising Tarisk in your absence, as I know that you have grand adventures to go on and whatnot, as well as teaching behavioral things. While you may teach that of a mortal race, that of a dragon could be quite particular, if you do understand my meaning.
I turn to Zotira, and I speak to her in Draconic, saying, "Is that acceptable to you?"
That was fine. And she, nods and smiles.
Borky,
She's actually pretty excited about it.
Borky whispers to Panic,
Is she cute?
You have eyes.
I don't...
Are you asking if I think she's cute?
Yeah.
Why do you want to know?
I know, there's a girl. It's near you. Let's figure out what's going to happen with you.
Oh my fucking god.
Borky, she's gonna outlive all
Ah,
of us
Panic!
by 7 or 18
Ah,
times.
Greckles is listening in on our conversations again.
It's not exactly that difficult, Borky.
Always there. Always watching.
I
Task.
mean,
Sorry.
say she's okay. I mean, the one thing that stands out is that her eyes are not a human's eyes. You can 100% tell between her and Arlo, and even the Silver King. You can tell that they are dragons through their eyes alone. Her hair is a nice silver, about mid, kind of best of both worlds, kind of short, kind of long. And she's got, instead of ears, these sort of fins coming out of the side, and Arlo does too. It seems that they haven't quite figured out ears, but yeah. Beyond that, she's wearing very simple clothing, and the thing that stands out for the both of them is they are wearing charms around their necks that have a emblem of a dragon on them. If anyone who wants to, I'm going to say Remy would be the best for this, or Panic. Roll an Arcana, the two of you.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh dang.
15.
18.
Nice. So Remy, unfortunately, Panic, you didn't pass this check, but Remy, you passed the check. You know that those are necklaces of polymorph. They are essentially what's probably keeping them human right now. Are those necklaces? So the Silver King turns to you and he goes, "So in that sense, I would like to, for free, offer my daughter's services to you, free of charge, of course. She has her own place to live, her own duties to attend to, but she can come in and sort of babysit, nanny. Taurus could teach him, what it means to be the dragon, things like flight and breath and things like that. You wouldn't want an errant electricity breath to go around here with so many fragile things around. On the flip side, though, I would like to ask for a favor."
The flip side. Sorry.
He's learning the lingo, man. He's learning it.
Is that
That's
old
okay
time
with
for
you, dude.
Listen, bro.
What is this favor?
If he dabs before he leaves, I swear
If he
to
dabs,
God.
he dies.
He does like that politician dab where he does it completely wrong.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh
Guys,
no.
guys,
He's gonna T-pose.
don't put this evil on me, please.
Sorry, you were saying.
He clasps his hands together, he turns and goes, "It has come to my attention that one of your guards is returning home, and rather than have to go through the headache of hiring a new guard, I thought perhaps my son Arlo could use very, very good exposure to more humans. He's been a bit reluctant as of late."
Sure, that
So I
sounds
thought-
great.
Arlo looks like the kid being dragged to summer camp. He looks really irked about this right now.
Can I roll an insight on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask that.
No.
10.
16.
That's a nat one.
Ooh, he's thrilled, Greckles. Who wouldn't want to be a guard at the Sweet Dragon?
Ugh.
Remy, as you look
Yeah.
at him, this is something that feeds into you. This dragon has an ego as big as himself.
How big is
Oh,
he?
tell.
goody.
But
Oh, great.
Task will stand in front of him, look up at him, and speak in Draconic. Are you willing to abide by the rules here in this building?
I will be willing to abide by the rules.
If you follow our rules, and if you follow our rules to the letter, I see no issue with you standing as a guard as well in this establishment.
Very well. But I will not turn into a dragon. That is reserved for assaults from the air.
Very well.
Can the boy fight?
Can the boy fight? You hear him bite.
Is that in Draconic or is that
that's in common. You hear that in
Okay.
common.
Oh,
Can
speaks
the
common.
boy fight? I can fight, old man. I can kill too.
That is amusing, but we'll see about that.
How old are you?
Oh, my children. Dragon years are equivalent to human years.
I was asking Remy.
Oh.
I'd like
He's
to know
asking
how old your
Remy
children
is?
Yeah.
Mr. Silver King, I'd like to know how old they are in human and in dragon years.
Yeah, I
He's like, if I could just get a ledger.
Oh, he's gotten ambitious ever since the bender.
It is true.
Well, Zotira here, in equivalent to dragon years, she would be equivalent to about a maybe 22-year-old or so. A
Okay.
human, perhaps. My son Arlo, a bit younger, possibly about maybe 16, 17.
Okay.
And in terms of actual years, Zotira has been alive for about. It kind of turns and like they speak in Draconic. Kind of you hear Task, a few numbers being shot back and forth. About 50, 56 or so years. And then Arlo, I believe, came from the same clutch, late bloomer though. Hatched much later, I think a year prior or year afterwards. And he's kind of like calculating it all. He's like, was that my last group of children? Or the ones before that? He just turns and they're just
Player.
like.
Fair
like-
to say, very young then.
Fairly young. Yes. I mean, no older than 100 years old, I'm certain. We don't quite keep track of time like you do. It seems to be more important to you for obvious reasons. He sips his tea, or his
'Cause
wine.
Yeah, it's because we die sooner.
Yeah.
True.
Technically, I shouldn't be alive. I'm 23 and I'm a kobold. That's
Oh
fucking
my God.
unheard of.
That's you're going to the home.
Remy is.
Bye,
Remy's
Task.
Oh God. Remy wants to look over Arlo to kind of get a general idea of his posture, and then after he does that, let me see your stance.
the fucking
Hey, hold on.
This is the stance.
Borky looks at Helga. If we're gonna do some fighting, should we do it outside?
We have a fight pit now. Would be good place to do so.
Oh, we should use that. Where is that? Is it just to the
I'd like
left?
to try that out.
Was it
It's
to the?
where the courtyard. It's in the courtyard where it was basically there's a blank patch and there's now a big basically a valley in the ground that leads to like just a circle of dirt. That
Let's
you can
check.
fight in.
Borky's already up out the door, wanting to see the fight pit. Door what?
The Silver King stands up and turns and goes, "Well, I leave you in their capable hands." And he pats Zotira on the head and then tries to reach up to pat Arlo, and Arlo's just like, "No."
Stop it, Dad. Stop it.
He turns back to you, Remy. Goes, "I will be returning to Eltmer with your advice in mind, though I ask, well, not really for a favor, but at least an assurance that my good friend who lives upstairs is well protected."
I mean, we sort of saved her from you.
You convinced me. You did not fight me.
But we
No,
have
consider
saved her
yourself
more than once
lucky.
before.
Well, we also climbed the mountain full of giants and blistering
true.
winter.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sorry, by the way. That was.
I mean, you could have left a note or something.
I probably should have, but I the spur of the moment, it kind of, no. I'm, to say, a bit disappointed that she's moved on without me in mind, but I honestly don't think I was much of a thought, so I don't really want to stick around.
Well, Your Grace, would you mind the occasional letter once in a while?
If you would send me a letter, that would be excellent, actually. I would like an update, especially with my children now being in your employ. I will sign up the appropriate paperwork for you, and I will cover the AC cost. Do not worry about anything on those regards.
Oh, that sounds good then.
I would appreciate that. And do expect to hear some news of the country, and he turns to you, Remy, about our growth, hopefully, and how things are getting along. And if you meet any Eltmerians who seem lost on their way, let them know that they will, well, let them know that they're welcome to return home, because it is their home.
Before you go, there is one thing I need to say to you.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Wow.
He looks.
And then I want to insight him to see what the hell that does to him.
Go ahead, insight. No.
Soft 20.
Soft 20.
I've never been able to insight this guy before. Maybe I'm due.
He is ashamed of himself.
Shit.
Aren't we all though?
Good. Good. Remy, we'll continue then. We have met under very unfortunate circumstances, and my conduct has not been becoming of a knight. Regardless of how I feel about you and your actions, I have treated you and your family with disrespect, and for that I apologize.
You have every right to be as mad as you've been. Every right. What I did was deplorable, and even though I was deceived, it was still monstrous. You see him kind of clutch at the pendant he has around his neck. I have grown too old. I'm beginning to learn. I have been alive for 20,000 years. There is so much of the world I can't be a part of anymore. There's so much I don't understand. It's becoming confusing to be looked up as this. He turns to you, Task, and kind of turns away. This monument of glory and majesty. When in truth, I've dulled. I should have died many years ago. At the very least, I should probably avoid human civilizations for the rest of my days. They seem to result in accidents, much at your cost. I apologize.
We're past sorry. All I can ask of you is that if you truly wish to be a part of this world, learn about it. Do not let your hubris or your years of experience blind you from an opportunity to grow.
I understand, but I think I'm at the point now where it's beginning to drown me.
Then you must do what is best for you.
What's best for me died. Died many thousands of years ago.
Then, if I may, Your Grace, I would recommend you find something else to fight for.
He nods. Roll an insight on him.
Okay.
This one will be
Waiting
here.
for it to load.
Come on, roll 20, be nice.
Come on, roll 20. I hit it twice.
Front row. I will go in and roll for you then, it seems.
Roll them bones.
I mean, I have my dice right here. Hang on. Come on. Why? There you go.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Hey,
yours
I
is
got a
better.
22.
Yeah, that works. He looks pretty heartbroken, actually. Like, the sense of nostalgia almost suffocating him a little bit. You get the sense he's, like... You get the sense he's remembering a person. And you know, with dragons, they outlive everybody. And
I was just going to say that.
yeah, you get the sense that this repetition of that happening over and over and over again might be just what's doing it for him right now.
Remy's going to put a hand on his shoulder.
Oh, hello. You're touching me now.
I cannot imagine what it's like to watch the world reinvent itself time and time again.
It's
To
done
have-
so in good ways and bad ways.
Yes, but that doesn't change the effect that it has on you. You wear it on your sleeves and in your eyes. Someone important to you that isn't here anymore.
I was their age. And he jets ahead to Arlo, who is now, like, making his way out the back where Borky ran off. There was a mortal that I liked a lot. And they died so that I didn't. And in that moment, I was humbled. I had to be humbled. It's amazing what great things can be imprisoned just the same. He kind of scratches at his shoulder. You remember there was that scar there.
Mm-hmm. That's the shoulder Remy has the hand on.
Yeah, he's itching at it. Well, time to look for the future, which I don't do very often. I need to go home, and it was very nice to meet you all. Our first meeting was excellent. The ball was fantastic. The second time, I'm still very sorry. But I do hope for the best for you. Task. You have an interesting future ahead of you. I can feel it in the wind. Birdman.
Sir.
His name is Greckles.
I'll take the case.
Do
No, it's
return
fine.
the bowl once you're done with it.
Oh, God, you know, I forgot. Oh,
Got him!
Oh, man, I gotta talk to Helga.
It's still there in his pocket.
Taking the punch is one thing, but I do believe that belonged to the house.
Wow.
I apologize, Your Grace. It was a rather covert operation.
Mr. Grimtongue,
That's me.
do try to let things happen naturally. You know what I mean.
Do I?
Do you?
Explain it like you-
Incite him. If you're
No,
not
they're both-
sure.
They're both fucking contemplating, just sitting there. Do I? Do you? Do you?
Natural 20.
20. He's talking about your relationships.
Oh,
Get your shit together,
Get
boy.
your shit together.
hey. With all due respect, Silver King, stay the fuck out of my love life.
You say that with a smile?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough. Bad to get in a carriage crash anyway.
Ooh!
I'm quiet.
Ooh!
And the green one that ran off. Tell him to be safe. Strength without much control can destroy. And for you, and he turns to you, Remy. He shakes your hand firmly. You have the
Remy
making
will
of
shake it.
you have the making of a king in you. He pats you on the shoulder and then steps out, walks to the front door, gives one final wave, and he stops and he goes, "Oh yes, and give this to Willow for me." And mwah, he kisses his hand and kind of blows a kiss.
Ugh.
And then he laughs and leaves.
How hard does it hit? Who does he blow the kiss towards?
Screw
Just
it,
towards you guys.
I slide a hand that bitch and I pocket it.
Okay, you have one dragon kiss in your inventory now.
Savor it for a dark day.
With that very odd blessing, Remy is going to stand proudly, do an about face, and he's going to march towards the fight pit.
All right. Borky, as you get to the fight pit, Arlo jumps inside of it. And just kind of, the entire time his arms are crossed, the entire time. That is consistent with him.
Tess, do we have any popcorn or peanuts or something? I mean, this is called for.
Helga, I think you want to watch this too.
So hey,
No, I'm working.
while you guys,
I'm very busy. Unlike you, who can go out on 3-day binders, one must work actual job.
Helga, Borky's gonna get the shit kicked out of him. Are you sure you don't want to take a break?
That will happen.
I think
Well,
Remy's about to get the shit kicked out.
no, Borky's not fighting. Borky wanted to go see.
Oh,
it.
that's right, Remy.
Yeah.
He's watching.
Borky was
Oh, I'm
gonna.
sorry.
Borky was actually gonna talk to Arlo while you guys were chatting inside real fast.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No worries, no worries. Borky said like so. Borky's just waiting on the edge. So what do you think of the fight pit? Would you say this is a good fight pit?
It is a round piece of dirt.
So it's a good
I have
fight
seen,
pit.
I have seen dirt before.
But do you think the
Yes,
dirt
what?
could be better? You know, is it good enough?
Well, I am standing here, aren't I?
That's true.
So like
That's true.
grades of dirt.
Oh, hi, Panic.
Hello.
We were just staring awkwardly at each other for like 10 minutes. I was trying to break the ice with him. He's a bit of a hard.
Zotira actually follows behind you guys too. She seems like very eager to see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, you guys make your way out to the pit. Remy, what are you doing?
Remy is going to first of all, he's going to make sure. Is there any weapons in the fight pit? Like, is there like a stock, like gladiatorially, they would have a stock of weapons?
It looks like for right now, it just has like it's for fisticuffs.
Okay.
Whenever I can get the opportunity, Greckles would like to talk with Zoltira.
Okay.
Just whenever.
Go for it. You guys would be walking together, so.
Yeah, I I was hoping to too, but since you called it out first, go ahead.
No, I'm gonna get him set up with weapons, so you guys talk to her while I do that.
Okay.
I know. I was talking to the
You
guy.
find like a broom.
Great.
In terms of weaponry.
Nice. So, Zoltira, how have you been having your time here?
The ball is red.
Task, I'll leave you to this. I think you would be able to communicate better.
She actually, when you sigh, she looks super sad, like she messed up.
Task like holds his hand up, like, no, it's quite all right. Not a lot of folks here, besides myself and anyone else who was cold-blooded, knows how to speak Draconic.
Hey,
Is that-
Task.
Son of a bitch.
Can you check your bag real quick?
My bag.
Yes.
Okay.
Didn't you have a helmet or something?
Hmm.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Here you
Yeah.
go. I kind of I just slipped that over to Greckles. I just like, hey Mac, here you go.
Mac.
Well, I guess this works. All right, I'll just pop it on.
You slip on the hat.
Yeah, just for convenience sake.
Zatira just looks kind of confused as you do that.
Oh, Zoltira, don't worry. He waves his hands like, don't worry. This'll help. This'll help.
It will assist him in being able to speak our language.
Oh, he will be able to hear me.
Yes.
Hello.
See, I heard that.
Oh, I see. This is good. This is a very useful hat.
Oh my
Yes!
god. Oh my
Yes!
god. Whoa. I can speak Draconic.
Nani?
Well, in truth, the medallions on our chests, they let us understand common, so that way we can speak with the people in the city, and then we understand if they give us orders. But unfortunately, they do not work the other way around.
Oh, so it's a one-way street. Got it.
Exactly.
Does your brother have the same amount of comprehension of common?
My brother can speak common quite well, actually.
Well, while you're here, in trade of you assisting me with Tarisk, I can gladly teach you how to speak common as well.
Oh, certainly, that'd be very good. I do like the language quite a bit.
It was kind of a pain in the ass to learn back in the mountains.
There are so many slang and phrases that don't mean
I know,
much
right?
sense.
Like dab? I had such a hard time learning that.
No,
one.
that's what you do. That's what you do when you apply a little bit of moisture on a cloth on your head. You just dab a little bit on.
You know, I was going to say that the language can be quite guttural, but geez, Task, low blow, dude.
Does your brother have an? Does your friends hear the birds? She points to Remy. Does he have a next of kin?
Oh, what?
He's got.
He's got the family in town.
Hey,
Somewhere.
You might want to notify them if they're going to fight.
Are they?
That's what I'm worried about.
Is Remy
Oh, okay.
is Remy hopping down into the fight pit right now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Remy, you're in there.
I will like meander myself over towards like Arlo's side, and I will kind of mutter in Draconic enough for him to hear me. He doesn't understand. Please go easy.
Arlo looks down and goes, "When a man signs a death wish, I sign it."
There you go.
Say that in Draconic or English.
He said that in common.
Hey, Remy, be careful.
Yes.
Be careful.
Maybe let's make this one
Sorry,
to.
what did Borky say?
He said, be careful.
I will. It's all right.
We're okay. Well, Task is just sitting there, just holding up his hand with like a healing spell at the ready. We're gonna need a lot of these.
So,
Do you guys want to call for the cleric? The cleric you hired?
Did we?
I think we're
ever...
gonna need one for you, Monty.
I know. Sorry, I inhaled my own saliva.
Yeah,
Don't
you
die.
can't. You can't. No, it's good to reuse, but you should mostly breathe air.
I know. Do you guys want to call the cleric you hired?
sure.
We ring the cleric bell. Ding 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 ding.
Log pops out of a nearby barrel and then rolls over towards you and stands
Hey!
next to the pit.
Hey, Log, what's going on?
Someone's gonna die.
Well, that's what we got the pit for.
I guess what we
Well,
got.
while that goes on, Greckles just wants to just chew the fat with Zoltera while this madness happens.
She's got like the eyes of like really happy tourists to her. She just loves everything.
Oh my
But
god.
she's also kind of serious though. Like
Hey,
she's like totally into everything, but she's not naive. That's the difference you find with her.
Borky whispers to Log, "Hey, Log, real quick here. I won this giant sword in a card game. Two Toes didn't call my bluff. The dragon down there, that's a dragon actually, the one standing across from Remy. It's the son of the Silver King. You might remember him destroyed half the building. And that over there is the Silver King's daughter. So now you all brought up to speed. How you been?"
You watch his like Log's little eyes kind of click open and closed.
Does not compute.
There's a little like puff of smoke that comes out of the side of his head, and he turns and he goes,
I'm good. I found an egg.
What kind of egg was it?
he holds up a chicken egg.
How long ago?
I stole it. I didn't steal it. I took it from the kitchen.
Mr. Bobbington! No, I'm just kidding.
All right, Remy, you jump into the pit. Arlo is there. I'm gonna put a quarterstaff in your inventory here for this,
Okay.
because that is technically what this is going to be. As you guys jump in there. Surprisingly, Meryl is also there, kind of watching, and Alice.
Okay.
Oh man, I can't believe we're on Alavastian gladiators.
Apparently.
Tash just like bites at his finger. He's just
So-
like, Remy, I don't want to doubt your abilities, but
No,
I will say this out of character, you cannot bet on this because the nature of this is that if you do not have a temple or if you do not have a bookie, you cannot bet on fights.
Okay.
So if not, it's technically illegal. So I'm just gonna let you guys know.
Okay.
That unfortunately for this fight, you can't bet, but I wouldn't bet anyway.
I want you to know however this fight goes. The fight I've imagined is the river, the small river fight from Robin Hood Men in Tights, Little John versus Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Always a classic. Always a classic.
Alrighty, Remy, you are in the pits. I need you
Okay.
to roll initiative for me.
Cool.
This will be how are we gonna do this? Because I don't want you fighting the dragon for this entire episode.
Basically what I was gonna do is I was gonna have him do a couple strikes just to see how he's able to move. I wasn't even gonna like attack him. I was just
Okay.
gonna use the shield to defend.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right. So I don't need the
So-
quarter. He just needs a quarterstaff. So what'll happen is when he jumps down, Remy will toss him a quarterstaff.
Okay.
What styles has your father taught you?
He looks up to you and he goes, My father didn't teach me how to fight. I learned that on my own."
All right. That's a shame. He will see Remy literally out of nowhere summon a shield. All right, boy. When you're ready.
I am not a boy. And he rears back.
And he will use. I guess we have to roll initiative before I do anything.
Yeah, roll initiative here to see if he gets a swing off on you. Oh, that's very high.
And that's
So
very
9.
low.
Yep, that's fine.
You got a 17.
Yep, so he'll go
plus
first.
nothing, but he will definitely go first. So he takes
Yep.
the quarterstaff, and I gotta find his strength bonus here. Jesus Christ! Oh shit!
What?
Mm.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a dragon.
You want him to just hit you?
Well, yeah, I want to see what he does.
Okay, that is going to be a 24 to hit you.
That will hit.
Okay, and the quarterstaff, he's using 2 hands, so that's going to be a D8, I believe.
I can't believe Riva's Corbeau is fucking dead.
Remember the gladiatory fight scene with the Hulk versus Thor?
He is. Oh shit.
Imagine if Thor wasn't Thor.
So, you immediately take 16 points of bludgeoning damage. It hits you right in the shield. The shield sinks into your stomach, and you are just blasted back, the sand and dirt kicking up behind you.
Okay.
As you are thrown back. The breath escaping your chest. It is now your turn.
Okay, let me do math. All right.
That was not
Remy will take a very wide stance and put up the shield. All right, not bad. Again, this time, try to hit me a little bit harder. And he's gonna parry and dodge.
Okay, real
Parry
fast. Does Borky hear him say that?
Yeah. I assume
Why
so.
though?
Task will add into that as well. Why though?
Greckles is just talking while
Bosco!
Yeah.
Bosco, I just rolled a natural 20.
Well, wait, but did you roll twice? Because I dodged, so he's got disadvantage.
Right, you dodged. You dodged. That's right. Oh, thank God. Thank God for you. That's still gonna be a 21.
All right, so I'm going to activate shield, which puts my AC at 24 right now, so he will miss.
All right, he lays on you, but the magical shield comes up before you. He busts through that, but he doesn't manage to bust through everything else.
All right.
He hits fucking hard. And
Whoa.
you get the sense that he can hit more times than once if he wants to, but he's not right now.
Good. You have anger, but control it. Harness it.
I am not mad.
Good. One more. This
Good.
Oh,
One
gee.
more, boy. Or you
How
gonna
hard
let the
do you
little bird
want me?
dodge?
How hard do you want me to hit you?
Hit me like I don't know. I insulted your father.
So, not hit you then.
Oh.
Hey,
Interesting.
Arlo,
Mm.
can you cast spells?
I can do better than that.
Uh-huh.
No, Tash just like looks over and panics.
Why would you?
You've killed him. You've
And
killed him.
Greckles is just talking with Soltira.
Hey, I got hit with the dragon's breath before. I lived.
Remy's gonna brace himself. Go ahead, show me.
You watch as Arlo kind of turns and his hair kind of fluffs. Like, I don't even know what that word was. His hair kind of like waves in the wind. You turn and you see cold air expel from his mouth as he rears over his shoulders and he opens up his jaw and he brings forth his hands, almost like opening up, like to present something. As I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Alrighty. Constitution. All right. This is a save?
Saving throw, yeah.
Okay, good. At least I'm proficient in that. 11.
Oh, no, that's not gonna help you here.
Alrighty.
He is gonna do this non-lethally. Oh boy. Ooh. So yeah, you take 42 points of cold damage.
He's turned into a remisicle.
All right.
Sickle.
So basically, for narrative's sake, Remy's gonna. Is there a wall on this thing?
Yeah, there's an edge to it.
Okay, Remy's gonna hit the wall, and you will all notice some blood spit out of his mouth.
And as you watch as like Arlo kind of like curls his neck up and just snaps his mouth shut, like just like a machine, like brings up his lower jaw and snorts a bit. Are we done with this waste of time?
Hey,
He tosses the quarterstaff on the ground.
For what it's worth, I think you're gonna make a decent bouncer.
Remy's gonna wipe the blood off of his beak and prop himself up on the shield. Well, you fight like a dragon, but you lack discipline, boy.
Are you sure you want to be provoking him? Well, I've learned a thing or two about provoking.
Remy's gonna limp over to him and again extend his hand.
Arlo wants to grab you by the scruff of your shirt, actually.
No.
Do you try and stop him? Oh.
Wait, he grabbed me by the what now?
Arlo
Scruff.
grabs you by like the scruff of your armor, like the front of your shirt. Do you stop him or no?
Nope, not gonna stop him.
He looks down and he goes, "Discipline is for dogs."
Task will interject and slide down into the pit and shove him away.
Oh,
No, discipline is what's keeping you here, and you will follow it.
He's the one who wanted to ask me to fight him. I'm
Yes.
just doing as I commanded.
I'm the one who owns this establishment, making you stop.
I mean, technically, all 4 of us.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
got
I
to
know,
play some
this kind of
one wolf, right?
All of
This,
us then, assholes.
Arlo, I need you to listen to me very carefully.
I'm sorry, do you own this establishment?
No, they do.
Then I don't have to listen to a word that you have to say.
Hey, Arlo,
Listen to him.
Damn
Yeah.
it. He rolls his eyes and turns. He's like a stubborn brat. He's like a stubborn teenager almost. He looks down to you, Remy.
Your father made the same mistake. Lost his composure. I'm trying to help you not make the same mistakes. I understand. You have the strength of a dragon. If you wanted me to, you could squash me beneath your foot. That's not the point. The point is, without discipline, you're going to end up hurting someone you care about. If not now, then in the future.
Stubbornly, he rolls his eyes and just kind of like nods, like, yeah, sure, whatever. Very
Ah!
dismissive.
Oh,
Can I go now to my post?
Yes, you can go.
He climbs out of the pit easily and he makes his way. And as he does, he walks between Alice and Meryl and he kind of just shoves them out of the way and like makes his way into the house. And just boom, closes the door behind him. And so Tira steps up and immediately helps you, Remy. She like jumps into the pit and she goes, I am. She speaks in a language you don't understand at all, but the rest of you, for the Greckles and Task, you guys hear, I'm so sorry. He's got a very bad temper. He's kind of just
Look,
like.
I apologize. I don't understand Draconic, but
I will translate in between.
It's
This-
fine.
This was probably the best step for him. In truth, he needs a bit of a firm hand. It's a problem with our father. It's completely fine. But we are not like you. We don't really have fathers, so to speak. We listen to what he says, mostly because if we don't, he'll eat us, and that's not good. But
Zaltira,
uh,
listen.
yes.
If he goes off his rocker with the wrong people, the entire city is gonna be on him.
Look,
Oh.
I understand he has a lot of anger built up in him.
Oh no, he's not angry. He's just an asshole.
Borky leans over to panic. The girls are gonna find him super sexy, I think.
Yeah, that checks out. He's a dragon.
Yeah, that's why they all flock to me. I have a mysterious past.
It's true. But you just won't tell us, though.
But it's why it's mysterious, Borky. Come on.
Look, I'll speak with him later, but this was a necessary first step.
To be honest, Mr.
Remus Corbeau.
Yes. Unfortunately for this, I think it might be best if you just let someone else handle this. He doesn't need to be forced. We've tried that already. It needs to be natural.
Yes, but...
Don't worry, don't worry. And she pats you on the shoulder. Let him take it slow.
Right.
But it was a good push, though he did push back. You're bleeding all over my hand. She looks over. You look over.
Log, can you tag in here, please?
Yeah, Log jumps into the pit and he runs over and he's just like, "Can you see?"
I can see. I just wish there weren't two of you.
That'd be great. All right, here you go. And he just slaps you on the face.
Ah!
He's going to do great.
You take.
He's already doing great.
16 points of bludgeoning.
No. You take 2 points of slap damage, but then you're
Well,
healed for 40.
She almost killed me.
All right, well, you get healed up for 40 hit points.
40? All right.
Yeah, you do.
Borky does the bless up. Praise Oriara.
Yeah! When am I gonna get my temple?
Once Tass says it's okay.
Oh, okay.
Taurus doesn't use the house. It doesn't use the doghouse anymore. So go ahead.
Did we already never mind.
But I don't want to live there. I was told it's not a temple, and I want it to be big, and I want it to fit at least like 5 people.
You see
We
this
gotta get
temple? This is a temple for ants.
Log, we have to
It's
get
like-
the resources first.
I know, but I really want it.
Yeah, we did
Listen,
promise.
Log, as soon as we are able to, we will get to your temple.
You promise?
I
mean-
promise.
We already did.
Okay.
He slaps Remy again. You take another 1 hit of damage, but then you get healed for another 40.
Okay. Oh, good. I'm back to full, sort of.
But you're doing a really good job there, Log.
Yeah! I need to go sit for a while.
And he,
Do
like,
I
walks
do I
over.
finally recognize who this is?
The robot?
Yeah.
It's a little tiny construct.
But
It's
do I
very-
recognize the construct that I met on the road?
Yeah, you do. It's him.
Wait a moment. Do you have brochures?
I do. Would you like one?
He pulls out a brochure from his back pocket. They're
No,
terribly
we've-
drawn.
We've met before. I remember you.
Yeah, I remember you. You were up with the giant spoons on big spring-loaded thingies.
What? They're called trebuchets and catapults, but yes.
Spoons.
Big spoons.
That's a big mood right there. New emote has to be a spoon. Has to be a spoon.
Remember, go with the spoon, son.
Oh my fuck.
He looks at Remy,
mercy.
just like nodding, like he's totally got 100% understanding of the world around him.
You're a precious child. Don't ever change. And I'm gonna pat its head.
I'm only like 3.
Like I said, precious child. If you
Pat
don't
him.
mind, I'm going to exit. Thank you.
Go get some sleep.
Remy's gonna climb out of the pit. Obviously fully healed, but still very beaten and bruised.
At this point, it's getting pretty late at night, actually. It's
Oh,
starting to...
oh, Task. Here you go. Thanks for letting me use this.
Actually, I think this might be a better idea. I'm sorry, one quick second. Zoltira,
Yes.
I believe this might actually be a lot more useful to you. You hold on to this, and if you need to speak with someone in the tavern, have them put this on.
Oh, the thing is with Master Task is that actually I already understand people with this talisman I wear. It's the other way around. People don't understand me.
That's why you give him the hat.
That's why.
Oh,
what-
that's why. Yes, of course. I'm so sorry. I'm so foolish. Yes, absolutely. I will. That's actually very smart. The problem is, though, I should learn the language, though.
I will still teach you, but this is a shortcut.
Yeah, if you really need to talk to somebody.
If it's an
Very well.
emergency.
Yes, very well. With helping with Taurus, perhaps I should be able to talk to your chef. He seems petrified.
Really quick, what time of day is it?
It's probably going on 8, 9 o'clock right now, and you
Okay,
guys are pretty
At
tired.
this point, Greckles is actually going to approach Arlo. Just whenever we get the time.
Okay, he's outside right now. He's obviously replaced Euromagister. As the rest of you guys actually make your way inside, you actually see Willow kind of like standing, like still huddled up in blankets. She's got like Kleenex shoved in her nose, and she's just like.
Remy's gonna limp over to her real quick while
I
Greckles goes outside.
Mr. Corbeau, I saw the fight. Are you okay?
No, I'm quite fine, milady. And he's gonna take a seat in the chair that the Silver King was in.
Do you want to play a game? She like sets up she pushes the chess thing for her.
Yes, I actually haven't played chess in quite some time.
Okay, she sits down. Actually, I needed to talk to Task and Mr. Borky. It was very important, but I've been a little preoccupied. But if they're around, Mr. Task.
Yes. Oh, but hey, out of character, real quick, Monty.
Mhm.
I have lesser restoration. I know that doesn't completely cure diseases, but will that assist her in some way?
No, cold is something that's like that's the thing. Like in magic, there's certain medical things they tell you not to use, and that is one of them.
Okay, fair enough. No, I was just about to say, like, hey, just to ease her so she can like breathe. It's like
This is kind of
magical
a-
Tylenol.
This is like a weird comparison. Think of it as like magical antibiotics.
Okay, fair enough.
So
All right,
you don't want to use it too often because you want people to build that natural immunity, basically, to anything really.
Fair enough. All right, I will approach. Yes, Willow.
Okay. I have something for you. She reaches into the blanket actually, and she procures a very nice looking helmet for you. So, the crown you gave me, I didn't really know the properties of it. It's kind of outside my area of expertise. There's a tiefling mage I knew who deals with all kinds of devil stuff. Usually just like pieces, like imps and things like that. So I had her make it for you. It did cost me some money. If you could reimburse me for that, that would be great.
How much?
It was basically 200 gold pieces.
Oh, I hand that off to her. No problem.
Okay, thank you. I don't know what it does, but here you go. If you have an identify spell, you could probably figure it out.
Are we all around?
Yeah, you guys are all there at that point, I'm assuming.
Well, the Crown Devil itself, it seemed like it was immune to being charmed.
Mm.
Do you want to give it a shot, Paddock?
Sure. Or I could identify it.
That's what I mean.
Which one is more fun?
Borky walks in. Oh, he sounds. Try and charm Task. I'd like to see that happen.
Well, let's see. Well, at least identify it. I don't. God forbid, I don't want this thing to actually be cursed.
Okay. Party pooper. And I ritual cast identify.
All right. The moment you ritual cast identify, your vision takes you to the 9 hells.
Oh, fuck!
Oh, God! Messed up now.
And you see, without those horns on its head, the crown devil you guys killed, staring right back, and he says, "I will get my crown back." And immediately you snap back into the tavern. And you know what it does now. So here's what it does.
Photorealistic.
Panic as he, panic as he snaps back into reality. He says, "Well, go ahead, come back for it. I'll get another one." Huh?
Okay.
Okay, we gotta stop talking to inanimate objects, guys.
That's weird.
While you two sit here and talk, I'm gonna go get a couple beers. I got something I gotta do.
So this is what it does. Devils of a challenge rating or 2 or lower must make a DC 14 Wisdom save if they are if you are in eyeshot of them. There's gonna be some specifics. I'll write this out for you when I can.
Yes, please.
So creatures that see you, devils of CR of challenge rating 2 or lower, must make a DC 14 Wisdom save or be frightened of the creature wearing this item for 1 hour.
Ooh,
Damn.
that's good.
And you are resistant now to fire damage if you wear this.
Hell yeah!
Those are the perks. Here are the downsides.
Oh no! Well,
because I rolled.
District, that artwork you just made, it's all fucking defunct now.
Here are the downsides. 1. All crown devils know where you are within 100 kilometers.
Oh my god!
Additionally, the one you have killed will always know where you are.
What the fuck is he gonna do? He's dead!
Don't you even...
No.
Oh, you don't know.
I know, I'm not that stupid.
I'm just imagining there's
No, but is Task that stupid?
Knowing what I know now about devils, could I roll like a knowledge something to see what the average respawn time is?
You get the sense, you would know this from reading your book on Omnima. Generally, for a devil of that power, give or take at least for him. I would say your identify spell would also probably help because it was a piece of him. I'd say you guys have about 6 months before he pokes his ugly head out.
Okay, so Task. I go ahead and put it on his head and I stare right at the crown. My challenge rating is higher, fucker.
Wow. Just imagining.
Well,
I'm just imagining 3 fucking devils all in a poker game. Hey, wait a second. Put out the card.
So, basically, fire is less effective on you. Also, whenever you're in the presence of weaker devils, they will sometimes be afraid of you.
Very well.
Devils don't exactly die forever. And this one might want to come back and get this revenge.
Tash just gives like the biggest shit-eating grin. Okay, now let me ask you this.
Uh-huh.
If I take the helmet off after putting it on, will he lose his location on me?
I think it just always knows where it is.
You have to be.
Damn it.
There's attunement, by the way, so you have to be attuned to it.
It's like
so really, there's no
immediate detriment to it, but in about 6 months, we might want to start preparing.
Well, killed him once. I can kill him again.
Oh, shit, I just got reminded of a question I wanted to ask Edward. Ah, fuck it.
Can I help? Willow kind of looks up to you.
Probably not.
Oh, okay.
Unless you cavort with devils, besides me.
No, you're the only one. Well, and then the girl who worked on this. Oops, sorry, I bumped my glass. It's just the girl who works on this. Yeah, I'm sorry. Speaking of glasses, though, Mr. Borky, look what I found. And she pulls out the hag goblet.
Oh! Porky comes over and grabs it. Oh! I thought it was gone forever.
Yeah, we found it. Doros actually found it when we were moving in some new furniture.
Oh! Did I ever tell you how I got this skull?
I've heard the story many times. I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Okay.
Stands up.
Oh!
Okay,
And
nice.
Porky just kisses the skull hag skeleton on the mouth. Mwah! You beautiful bitch.
Task looks at the helmet, just like smirks. Well, it's my trophy. I will wear it proudly, and puts it on his head.
I will say this, there is one hidden specific ability for this campaign for that helmet as well. The brimstone devils, those little things that were around it.
Yep.
Yeah, you can command those if you ever find any.
Nice.
Yeah, because he summons them.
Oh
so
my-
if you ever run into those, you can command them.
Willow, do you know anyone who summons brimstone devils?
What you essentially have given Zito is essentially Pikmin power.
Yeah, pretty
Basically,
much.
yeah.
Yep, pretty much.
I feel just like a
Meanwhile-
purple Pikmin.
Meanwhile, outside with Greckles and 2 beers.
Greckles just kind of walks over and just kind of stands next to Arlo. Hey.
He just sighs. Hey.
You want one?
My father's orders is that I live within the laws of the city. I am currently of the age, by your standards, that I am not able to drink.
Dude, you're hanging out with Greckles. It's okay.
Cool, Uncle Grex!
Vel turns over and goes, Greckles.
Vel, I got this.
She's like, what the fuck? Like, she's doing her, shaking her head, her arms are shrugging, like, what the hell are you doing?
It's not even gonna do anything to him. Just chill out.
I'm gonna get the fucking dragon inebriated!
We are going
No,
to
'cause
lose.
then he really will kill me.
Come on.
I bet your dad never let you have a beer, huh?
God, shut up. Shut up and let me do my shtick.
We're gonna go to Blockbuster in 5
Actually,
hours.
hey,
We're gonna get you
hey,
all.
Hey, I really want to hear what Grex does. This is gonna be good.
All right. Arlo just looks down at you. Like,
Look, there's
Like, what
there's no joke. There's no hint. Just, you want it?
no.
Oh, suit yourself then, I guess.
Oh, what a good boy.
Just sighs and leans up against the post. I'm sorry, he's really an asshole. Like, out of character.
No,
this-
that's fine. That's
no,
fine.
this is good. No, we knew
This
this
is
coming.
fun.
So sorry. As you head back inside, Meryl's like, "Hey, Greckles, can I?"
I wasn't done.
Oh, you weren't. Oh, sorry.
No.
No, I'm not
Sorry.
done with my seed.
Sorry.
Shit sucks, right?
What?
Shit sucks. You ever heard that phrase before?
Yeah, for you, you're mortals. You guys have to deal with all kinds of things. You fall downstairs, you die. It's weird.
Yeah, it happened.
I sneezed on the other bird and he almost died. It's like, yikes.
Sure. But, you know, for as puny and shit as we are, we still do have fun.
Yeah. Sure.
Look, man, I know you don't want to be here. I know you got better stuff that you could do. But, hey, it can't be all bad. Doesn't have to be.
No, I'd say this is pretty bad, actually. I'm a dragon. I should be sitting on a throne of gold and, you know, kidnapping princesses. But no, here I am, standing in front of a tavern, being talked to by a small bird who is pressuring me into underage drinking.
No pressure. There's no pressure. I just said if you want it, you didn't. So don't worry about it.
Look, just let me do my job. And then
Alright.
once your dragon threat is all over, I think I have a nice cave waiting for me back in Eltmer.
Well, I guess that's the good news then. I mean, you're gonna outlive all of us, right?
Yeah, basically.
Well, there's no problem then, is there?
See, that's the thing. I don't get the point. Why even care about you? You're just gonna be gone.
You don't have to. I don't give a shit about a lot of stuff. I'm not asking you to care. I'm just saying, relax. I know it's not a lot of time, but you can have more fun. I can help you have more fun if you ever want it, but that's up to you, buddy.
Well, unless you can fly, I don't think that's going to happen.
Trust me, that's something that I would love to get accomplished one of these days.
Very well. Anyway, he leans back up against the post.
All right, well, just thought I'd offer.
Okay.
And just Greckles just walks off.
As you turn around, Meryl's there, and she's just like, "Are you gonna?" I noticed, you know.
She asking for some too?
Well, he has an extra one.
Yeah. Well, he offered it to someone who's basically the same age as her.
Look, we're getting into technicalities here.
She just kind of huffs and frowns as she leans the broom up against the wall, and she goes, "Fine." And she kind of rolls her eyes, kind of laughing a little bit, and then she makes her way down. She's heading home, so.
Okay.
She will remember this.
Meryl will remember this.
Meryl will remember this. Yeah.
Borky.
Vel has such a disappointed mom look on her face right now.
Whatever. I don't give a shit, Mom.
Out of character, who would Borky ask? Would Borky know who to ask to get an extra blanket?
That would be Skinny, actually.
Is Skinny working right now?
Yeah, yeah, Skinny's working.
Skinny!
Oh, hey there! Oh, hey there! Hello! And she walks over.
Oh, Skinny. As you can see here, I've acquired a very majestic sword.
Well, that's very rootin' tootin' right there. It looks very fine.
In a game of chance where I was not called on two twos, a pair of twos.
Now, Mr. Borky, I do have to interrupt you something fierce.
Yeah.
I do have quite a things against to attend to, so if you could...
No, I will. Oh, I need an extra blanket because I'm scared the sword's going to get cold.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay, thank you.
Let me just go 1 second. Give me just give me 2 shakes of lamb's tail. I'll be right back. And she kind of turns around the corner.
Don't know how
She
much
comes
that
back.
is, though, but okay.
She literally a minute passes. She comes back with like a
So
30
nice
bright white linen
30
blanket,
seconds is one
basically.
shake of a lamb's tail, essentially.
Basically, yes. She hands that off to you. Goes, there you go. I'm so sorry. And she watches. She's like walking and talking with you and like putting drinks down and like cleaning off tables. She goes, I am so sorry. I've been so busy. I got some good news though. My hubby's gonna be coming to visit pretty soon.
Oh, that's lovely. Is he going to swing by here and hang out?
I think he is. I think he's looking for some work in the lower or the middle crafting district. I'm not sure. His credentials are real good, but I think he will absolutely be swinging by. I just figured I'd let you know because my husband's got a bit of a presence to him.
How many presents does he have?
I hope he's got many presents, one for each y'all.
Oh,
but
that's really
for now,
nice.
yeah, he's very sweet. He's such a sweetheart and his big face. So I can't wait to see him again. It's been too long.
Meow.
Meow.
I can almost hear his voice.
Meow.
All right, thank you very much. All right, good night, everybody. Good night. Oh, real fast, Helga, can you please pour lots of wine in my hag goblet?
Yes, I will abide by this. And she pours like some wine in the goblet.
Thank you very much.
Question: did Willow go to bed?
Willow is heading up the stairs. Yes, she's taking her time.
Does chicken noodle soup exist in this universe?
You assume she's been fed. They have an
good.
in
I
station.
want to make sure she's eaten.
She seems like she's on like the tail end of it. It's just that she obviously should be getting bed rest, but there are things that are just preventing that from happening.
All right. I'm gonna just
Also, you have Louis Strog's room as well, Remy, to sleep in.
That's the next thing I was gonna ask is if I
Mhm.
still had that room.
Yeah, Remy's gone. Louis Strog's gone, so that room is now the Remy room.
Got it. Is there a way to send a note in the tavern, like write a letter?
We have pseudo dragons.
Pseudo dragons in the back, yeah.
Oh, cool. Remy's just gonna write up a quick letter to send to his family to say, please ship over my other garb,
Gotcha.
and then have that sent off.
Easy enough. Just
Yep.
this giant fat pseudo dragon takes off
Cool.
with the message.
Cool.
There goes Shunk.
Yeah,
Yep.
there goes Chunk. All right, you guys all make your way to bed.
Yep. Borky. Borky.
Fill
Did we-
yourself with food and drink.
Borky
Did we
carefully
agree?
Oh.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Borky carefully wraps Ronfalt in a blanket and sets him down beside the bed. And
You
wraps-
do realize that you do not need to swaddle me like a babe.
Yeah, but I want to make sure you stay nice and pristine.
Roll a persuasion check
Okay.
on your sword.
This is Ron Falk's fault. He
15.
signed up for this.
I do not understand these orc customs, but I will amuse you, I suppose.
Thank you very much. All right, good night, Ronfold. Good night, Head Goblet. Good night, Gripples.
Okay, you roll over in bed and you head off to sleep.
Before we slumber, did we decide off screen that we were going to take on this quest tomorrow?
We had the option to go take it on. We haven't really discussed in or above game what we were gonna do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I figure when we wake up, we'll come up with a battle plan.
Yeah.
Assuming something doesn't happen while we sleep.
Looks over task.
Rocks fall, everyone dies.
I mean, I was just gonna say, Task was gonna do some light reading of the mountains to the north where the silver kobolds were, and then go to bed.
Okay. I'm assuming you're going through that book.
Yes.
Roll an intelligence check as you're skimming through that.
Here I go. A 10.
Ooh.
It is really wordy, and you don't understand the words, and none of the images make any sense.
Son of a bitch.
It's weird. It's a very weird book. It almost... You don't know how the thing that baffles you is you don't know how it's supposed to read. Not really what the language is, but actually like how you are supposed to read what is on there. It's very confusing.
Does it feel like the pages are unaligned or put into different orders on purpose?
You're not sure. It might be. It might be like a code.
Mm.
But because you can't decipher what the actual dialect is or what the actual images are, you're kind of confused.
Where were you when Task went Da Vinci Code? On the cage.
Oh dear.
So you guys all head off to sleep. The chilly spring air, it's still a bite to the wind a little bit, kind of takes you. The sound of the mumblings, the clattering of tankards together, the snapping of the fire begins to settle and dull to an end, as then you hear the outside sound of crickets and meadowlarks and other things now rising up from the cold winter. So as you guys take to the night, you guys sleep. You sleep for a long time. You guys seem to keep sleeping in when you're home, which makes sense. You're safe. You feel okay.
Do we feel safe?
Do we really?
Mr.
Well,
Crown.
Task, as you're sleeping in bed, something hits your face.
Oh God, he's here! The devil's here! Oh.
You wake up and Log is standing over you.
Oh God. I mean, actually, he could make his way in there.
That's a police security. I will not allow this in my building.
You immediately bolt awake to the feeling of not something heavy, something light hitting your face. As you shoot yourself upwards, you see a card, like a playing card, but elongated with kind of this very interesting sort of intricate pattern on the back of it.
Oh my God, I'm a serial killer's hit now. Oh my. I look at the card.
You flip over the card. I'm just gonna grab music here really fast because.
Oh God damn it!
Oh, nothing bad. Relax.
You had to have that fucking crown, didn't you?
I'm not going to sleep with it.
You wake up. You pick up the card, and it's got this beautiful, intricate purple design on the back. You pick it up, and you flip it around, and you know this card.
Oh.
It was one of the cards from the fortune teller.
Oh.
And as you look at it, it is the grandmother card, which then fades and turns into complete whiteness. And immediately, as you look at that, you kind of flip the card over just to see, like, does the other side fade? You immediately hear a... banging outside in the hallway.
I get up from my bed and I open the door and look out the hallway.
All of you guys all of you guys hear this. You guys all hear this. It's very loud. Like it's incredibly loud.
The
It
banging
bursts
on
you to
the
your
door?
feet. Oh yeah.
Remy is up and out of his room.
Yeah, you even hear Remy. You don't hear knocking, but you hear someone yelling and then disappear up the stairs, like shouting frantically. You can't really quite make out what's going on, but it's definitely caught someone's attention. And
Do we have little eye hole peekers at our door?
You do not, unfortunately, no.
Shit.
All right, well, Remy's gonna get out of his room. He's on the first level.
You're on the ground level. The
Got
party's
it.
on
So
the
then-
second level.
So then he's gonna run up the stairs if that's where it's coming from.
Yeah, you see as you run up the stairs, Remy, you see Meryl, and she's not wearing her work attire. She's actually like still kind of like holding her jacket. She's got like this really, really nice jacket she's wearing, and she's just like pounding on the door, and she's like, Task!
I'm here. I'm right here. What's wrong?
All right, does everybody else follow?
Yeah.
This seems like a pants situation, so Panic's gonna go ahead and put those on first.
Yeah, please, Meryl's there, please.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys all get garbed up. You immediately rush out the door with your weapons on you, and you throw open the door and you see Meryl. And Meryl's like, "You need to get into the square right now, Task." And she starts running.
Oh, for fuck's sake! All right, I follow after her.
What is happening in sprinting?
She turns the corner. I'm gonna see if she runs into you, Remy. Oh yeah, she does. You watch as a 16-year-old girl just like bam runs right into your armor. She's like, you too, you can come as well. And she kind of runs down the stairs.
What? Why?
Something in the square apparently as I run.
All
by.
right, I guess I'll follow the little girl.
Borky,
In the square that requires task. Where's Tarisk?
You look over and Zotira is currently like holding Taurus. She seems to have like a bag of like shapes. It looks like she was doing a lesson or something before this happened. And she literally like, as you guys are running out, you guys kind of stop and she's just like, I will take care of him. It's okay.
I just nod to her and I run out.
This is a triangle. And she's like just basically taking him through the shapes.
Borky's Borky's following behind, hopping while trying to hold his giant sword and trying to put his boot on, and stops and's like, oh, that's a triangle.
He's used to getting up at a moment's notice and being ready for battle, so he's,
you're ready
he's
to
good to go.
You guys rush through the city streets. People are kind of mulling about. There's not a lot of commotion, which is kind of bizarre. But it appears something has caught Meryl's attention. As you guys run and run and run and run, she's like, it was this way, it was this way. They're fighting guards. And she like keeps taking off.
That's some pretty big fucking shit that no
I'm
one's
sorry,
taking
what?
seriously.
Yeah.
Where's Arlo?
Double time.
He was at the front. He was there.
Oh,
What?
good.
Okay.
Yeah. He's
Smoking.
still there.
Yeah, Freckles, you gave him
Hey,
cigarettes
hey,
now?
You planted the seed. It was a gateway
You
truck.
did.
Look,
Friends
I
don't
didn't
let
give
their
him any
friends talk to
tobacco.
Greckles.
No, that's on the staff.
Anyway.
He's
Anyway.
vaping on his own ice.
Anyway.
You guys are running and running. And as you guys are running, you hear a trumpet. You actually hear like almost a almost like war trumpet playing. I want Panic and Remy, because the other three of you won't know this. Panic and Remy, roll of knowledge history.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Here goes.
Roll high, please.
That's a 7.
That's
That is
a
not
7.
high.
That's a 13.
That's a 13. You would know what this is. Remy, you knew someone who played this instrument. It is a Ruba war horn. It is a Ruba war trumpet. It is
Okay,
used
Ruba,
in this.
hold on.
Yeah.
Ruba war trumpet.
It is
being
used.
played.
It is used by soldiers of Ruba, which is basically the sands of Ruba.
Okay.
And as you guys are hearing this, Meryl like trips and stumbles over a bunch of crates, and she kind of scrambles to her feet. She's like, "Come on! They might be gone already."
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I hope. Okay, keep going.
Okay.
Sorry, I guess.
Great.
My head.
She gets up and keeps running. And she's like, "Tess, you have to see them."
Okay, I'm following after her.
As you watch, you then hear the sound of commotion. You hear the sounds of fighting, but it's not like crowds of people fighting. It is 2 individuals fighting. And you hear the sounds of steel on steel, swords clashing together, shields breaking, grunts and sounds of labor. And as you walk forward, you see a guard currently being tended to by Helena, actually, who appears to have been just beaten. Like, he's not dying, but he's been thoroughly thrashed. And you see as she's kind of like laying a hand, it's like, "Oh, you did your best, I guess. You're here." And Meryl
what's going on?
There's a woman fighting every single guard in the square. She throws down her gauntlet and fights everyone who's getting in her way.
Well, is she challenging people to duels?
Yes! She's right over there, and she looks a lot like you, and she points to you, Task.
Fucking what? Okay,
What?
well, head over there.
Yeah.
All right, you guys head over. Let me see if I can find some appropriate music here.
We're gonna have to fight another dragon thing today?
Just a fucking kobold going around and cold clocking dudes?
Yeah, right? Like, what? I mean, badass, but like, what?
You hear the sounds of combat, and as you guys kind of turn around the corner, you see 3 individuals. One is a fairly tall man with a turban wrapped around his head, very nicely groomed mustache and beard combo. He's wearing what almost seems like a scribe attire with a bit of armor embellishments here and there. He looks well versed in travel. His hair is dusty, his skin is kind of dirty, and he's carrying all around him just scroll upon scroll upon scroll. There's a holy symbol hanging around his neck, which as you look at him, anyone can make a religion check for this, actually.
Okay.
History.
Doing it.
All right. I guess
That's a 10.
I have proficiency.
Doing it well. 11.
Okay.
15.
All right.
6.
No, it's just weird. You would probably know what this is, Remy.
Damn
But,
it! Well, just tell me.
Panic, as you look, the symbol around his neck is the symbol of Alman, who is the god of knowledge.
Oh.
Mhm.
Uh-oh.
Standing next to him, you see a character which I could only describe as a human-sized Jawa. Currently
yeah.
dressed and wrapped up in various cloths. You see 2 arms sticking out, just kind of fidgeting nervously. And on their head is like a mask, a wooden mask, kind of curled and gnarled like driftwood. You see these 2 eye holes, and it's kind of like flicking its head around like nervously as you see there's kind of this circle of fighting. And right in the center, you see wearing esteemed armor with a long sword in their hand, or the equivalent would be there, a red and black kobold currently beating the shit out of Doros.
Real fast, real
Oh,
fast, real
hell
fast.
no!
One second.
Reload,
One
'cause
second.
you were roboting real hard.
1 second.
that?
One second. Yeah. One sec, guys. We're just gonna reload real quick here. There's a bit of an issue with the internet connection. We do apologize.
Oh god, it's
Yeah,
wow.
everybody should drop out.
Hey guys, real fast, what we're noticing is there's actually a quick problem with the internet. We'll just take a quick second, guys. I want to thank you all again so much for your support that you've been raining down here. I wonder who this new character is. I hope Doroski's okay. Oh no, the tension's high. 1 second, guys. We will continue on here in a simple second.
A long sword.
Okay,
Currently-
I am back now. There we go. I loaded in.
Oh, you have to wait for Kurt. Sorry.
Yeah, no
There you
worries.
I
Yeah,
jumped
you
the
started
gun.
without me?
I did. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, I figured you'd be on the ball.
3rd time's the charm. So you see the 3rd form, a red and black kobold wearing illustrious, esteemed armor, which is beautiful and gorgeous. Where their ears would be instead are long tethered ribbons. It looks as though the ears either were cut off or something happened, and they are pierced with these long tethered ribbons. They are currently beating the shit out of Doros at the moment.
What is the pattern of the scale taint on this kobold?
I will show you.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Shit.
Please describe it.
Also, as soon as you show us, Remy's gonna do a thing.
Okay.
Oh!
Whoa!
Nice.
Frickin' it's a female Guilmon. It's awesome.
Okay. Please describe what we are seeing right now, Nadine.
You see a red and black scale kobold with ribbons coming off the ears rather than ears themselves. It appears the ears are gone, have either been cut or removed. You see them wearing a set of almost golden-like, legendary-looking armor, and there is a sword in their hand. And as they are swinging this blade, you notice that there is a gemstone inlay into this sword that they are swinging, and with each strike, there's almost a gust of light that comes from the blade. You notice as Doros just kind of staggers back to his feet and tries to swing, she immediately brings up, she's small, she brings up her shield and manages to block his blows time after time. Doros, as big as the end, is definitely being overtaken by this threat. She seems to have a very good experience in combat, and as swiftly as possible, she falters Doros, and she just cuts his center non-lethally. He falls over, and immediately Helena rushes over to him and begins to heal him, as another guard who was about to try and stop her is just like, forget it. She walks forward, scoops up a gauntlet from the ground, and just reattaches it to her hand, and just begins to set forward.
Remy is gonna charge her and take a defensive stance, seeing her cut Doros down.
Yeah, Task is not going to. Task will move up, but not take a combative stance just yet.
All right.
Freckles is gonna jump into stealth since there's a pretty big crowd around.
Okay, yeah, there's a pretty big crowd, and as Doros falls, the crowd gasps. And a few of the guards are like, nothing to see here, nothing to see here.
Oh,
Like,
it's a
trying
nat
to-
20.
There you
Nice.
go. You're visible. You're invisible.
See, Greckles disappears into someone else's coat.
Yeah.
All right, so Remy's gonna get pretty close to her, sword and shield. You there, Kobold! Stand down!
She kind of swings her blade and then sheaths it, and you watch as the two other figures kind of stride up in front of her, and she kind of scoffs and goes, "Must it be that every man in this city feels the need to fight me? If you let me to my quarry, then my time here will be done.
I'm asking you to stand down. I have no quarrel with you.
I stand down to no one. I am Ezra Sahar. I am the breaker of the black chains of Ruba, usurper of the corrupt sultan of the sand, breaker of the black chains, slayer of the sun maw, tricker of genie, and the blocker of the 1,000 arrows. I stop for no one."
I want to insight check her to see if her titles are real.
Go ahead.
I want
Do
that
have
many
enough knowledge
titles.
about what the fuck she said to Insider?
I don't know what that means, but I'm just Task would just be like, "Yo, if she's a red scale, these titles are actually have to mean something."
Okay.
22.
She's not
15.
fucking. Task, she's not fucking around. Also, she's old, which is huge. She's an old kobold that knows combat and is fighting very well.
Yep. Task will step forward. You wear your titles proud, red scale.
And what are you?
How many titles you got, Task?
Yeah, I am. I am Task of Aval.
He just.
I am falling. Sorry.
He's falling in love, is what he is.
No, I am not. Shut up.
Oh, jeez,
I am
start spilling
Task of Alavast. I am Task of Alavast.
Task of Alavast.
I am. If you must know of my titles, I have slain a black dragon.
Her eyes narrow. Where were you born?
Task just bites his bottom lip, but she is a red kobold and speaks. I am of Oath Iron.
Her face grimaces. Then no matter what title you yield, you will always be a coward that ran. And she starts stepping forward. She doesn't.
What do you speak of? The blue dragon?
I speak of no blue dragon, but the betrayal of your own leaders. Ask your elders what happened to your brothers and sisters of Ruba. Ask them what happened when they ran.
Mine are dead, slain before them by a blue dragon, deceived by a black scale dragon folk.
Did they die? Did they die instantly?
I hope so.
For if they did not die instantly, they did not get what they deserved. She spits on the ground. She starts
And what
to-
exactly did my family deserve, as I
They
say? holding my
abandoned
short
their
sword?
brothers and sisters. You have such massive ears, and yet you have no listening capability, as it seems. It seems your elders didn't teach you many things. Not of our history, not of our glory, not of our destiny.
Then stop speaking in riddles and tell me.
You and all Red Scales came from Ruba. Your family came from Ruba. Every last one of us. And when death was at our door, your elder, you remember him, Sylvanan. You remember that name, Task?
Yep.
Sylvanan was one of the leaders, one of the elders of your clan.
Yep.
He took eggs from our clutch and he ran. He split our numbers. And what happened next? Well, you're very lucky you weren't there.
Well, then that would make sense of myself then. I am more than certain that I was not born of blood from those who I've hatched with.
I have no time to waste on you. And she starts moving. The two followers behind her, the one guy who's got like the turban on, he just kind of goes up, gives you the smile, is just like, just kind of shrugs and just laughs and follows her. He just seems to be along for the ride. The other one kind of slumped over, kind of walks past, is like.
With this seemingly diffused, Remy's gonna sheathe his sword and shield, and he's gonna sprint towards Doros. And if I need to, I'll make a medicine check.
He's currently being cared for by Helena, who's doing a very, very good job.
Right. Well, Remy's still narratively gonna check on him because he gives a shit about Doros a lot.
He's looking up at the sky and looks very dazed and confused.
Are his are his eyes swirlies?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
He's looking. His expression is like, "How did she beat me?" But also, yeah, she's Kobold. She beat me. That makes sense.
Doros, so you're right.
He kind of waves his hand up like, "Don't worry about me."
All right. Remy will stand back up.
You watch as the guards just kind of have to stop. They can't stop her. And you watch as she kind of turns. She makes it to the gate of the second district, and she kind of turns. And like the guard at the actual like wall is just like, what the hell do I do? There's no guards. Like they've all had their asses kicked.
The Greckles is sneakily tailing her.
Yeah,
Okay.
Panic is also not so sneakily tailing her.
Yeah,
well,
you guys
now that
follow.
Doros is fine, Remy's gonna sprint after her.
Borky doesn't know where everyone went. Where'd you all go, guys? There's so many people.
Well, following the cool
this way!
Following the cool badass kobold lady.
Okay.
Remy will yell out to Borky and try to wave.
Borky turns and smacks someone on the head with his sword. Okay, punk.
You watch as the three individuals make their way forward, and you watch as like there's also more people who are kind of like trailing. You see Euromagister following actually, and he's like awestruck at the moment. Like I can't believe this.
Euro Magister.
Yes,
Do you know who this is?
yes, this is Ezra Sahar. She's just a fairy tale, I thought. There are stories about her. She's done amazing things. But these are stories I told my son. I didn't actually think.
Huh. Folk
Then
hero.
what do you know of red scales in your lands then?
There are not many. I've met maybe one or two. From what I know, when the Black Chains came through, most of them were killed. Most of them.
Do we know why this person is in Alavast, though?
Something about a holy destiny. I'm not sure. She seems to stop and make announcements every once in a while. I'm sure if you keep following her, she'll say it again.
Yeah.
Has anyone informed the council?
I believe Brooke Bronzefang has been notified.
Good, then he should be here.
You watch as Ezra Sahar just faces forward, and like anyone who walks up to try and stop her, she takes off the gauntlet, which Remy, you know, is just a duel. Like she's just dueling the shit out of people. She tosses down a gauntlet to whoever tries to stop her, and then like they're just like, oh, okay, and back off because they know they can't beat her in hand to hand, like 1-to-1. She's kind of abusing it a bit.
I'm not stopping her, but I am just straight up following her. I don't give a shit if she gets mad that I'm doing.
Yeah,
stuff.
I can't. None of us can stop her, but we are gonna follow her.
Her eyes are just forward, and you watch as she kind of makes it up to the wall and makes her way through, and she stops and turns to the crowd, and she goes, I am Ezra Sahar, and I am on a holy mission sent to me by the great celestial Solar. Anyone who gets in my way, I will strike down. I will continue on to glory, or I will die.
Can we tell what direction she's going?
She's heading towards the capital, like the top part.
Can we tell if she's heading towards the council?
Yep.
Oh God!
Wait. I will continue walking, but speak with her. What does your mission entail?
I must seek out his daughter. I am to be one of his champions.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, there it is.
you could have just asked.
Why did you?
Hey, so you remember those dreams?
Yeah.
With that character? Oh boy.
What's happening? I'm in the back.
Hey, Monty, how much of this would Remy be able to put together? Because above game, I get it.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can piece it together with what Solly told you.
Okay, great. So we know who he's after, or who she's after.
She's after.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
trying to find Solly.
Look, we may be able to help you if you stop striking people down.
She sheaths her blade. Go on.
I know the one you seek.
If you must make yourself useful quickly.
I'm gonna start walking towards the council's quarters.
Okay. You just kind of leave her there, and she just keeps going forward. She's not waiting. She's just gonna go.
Just follow us.
You see the kind of huddled up, like covered form, just kind of like still like kind of rubbing its hands together, going,
Ezra, should we follow them?
and Ezra just goes, "We will follow them until they prove unuseful." And she does follow you.
All right.
Luckily
Remy's
for you.
gonna keep marching towards where they are.
As you
I
walk, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna like look over to her and just say, I know of your scale color, and I know of our pride. I have it as well, but you must at least have some moniker of modesty in these lands.
Modesty.
It is not something I grew accustomed to quickly as well.
I will have my quarry know that I am here by any means. I will show my strength by striking down their walls, to show them that I am far stronger than such things, and I am more of a protector. This is to prove myself worthy. You would not know of such things. She does not like you. And you can tell.
And I look back at her and I just go, you have no idea who I am. And for all intents and purposes, I have no idea who you are. And you are in my city.
Your city.
Yes.
And is this your crown? And she flicks your helmet.
I get in her face.
She gets in your face.
Which is easy because you're both small.
Yeah.
No, I literally get in her face. I have shown you respect by not. I have shown you respect by not tasseling around what you wear. You will show me respect being in my homeland and being the only red scale you have seen so far.
No, I will show you respect when you earn it.
Fair enough.
She stands tall again and just looks forward as you guys lead her on. Immediately you see a company begin to approach. You see Brock currently running, like full on running and sprinting with a set of guards.
Oh, go ahead.
You see in his company Stendon, Cole, Borf, a bunch of other guards that you know.
Borf.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Borf. And you also see Einford, who looks great.
Okay.
Nice.
And they all kind of they do that thing where they kind of run forward to meet you guys and then kind of stumble to a stop as Ezra Sahar strides forward along with their company. And as they're walking, Panic, you catch the guy in the turban and he looks at you and goes, "This is fucking great, right?
Oh my god, this is crazy. I mean, like...
I live for this. I really do."
Hey, what's your name?
Oh, me. My name is... Let me grab his name.
My name is in my notes.
What is my name?
Yes, well, if you can answer me these riddles 3, I will tell you thy name.
He sticks out a hand to you and he goes, "My name is Rahu."
Rahu?
Rahu, which is spelled actually kind of differently.
Rahu, like underwater cowboys say?
It's spelled
Ragu? No, it's Ragu.
Rahu, okay.
Panic Grimtongue. She doesn't want to hurt anybody, right?
No, she just likes to show off. She does that.
Remy's gonna move up to me.
I know what that's like.
Borky catches up. What I miss?
The one in kind of the garb turns around to Borky and kind of steps away and he goes,
That one looks green.
kind of walks towards Ezra a bit more. He's very weird. You don't get much of a sense of what he is.
Can I see that he has a wooden mask?
He has a wooden mask on, yeah.
Borky goes,
Panic, that guy looks really wooden.
Yes.
Remy,
Again, yeah, I'm gonna move up.
Remy, you run up and Brooke kind of steps forward and goes, "What's going on?"
This kobold, she claims her name is Ezra Sahar. She wishes to present herself to Solly.
You see a person to the side who's a part of the secondary district goes, "Ezra Sahar," and a chatter begins to emerge amongst most people you recognize are from Ruba. lizard folk who kind of have a sandy sort of base exterior to them. A few tabaxi, lots of humans actually. And Brooke Bronzefang kind of sheathes his blade and steps forward and goes, "I am Brooke Bronzefang, Paladin of Avon and High Paladin of Alavast. To what do we owe the pleasure?" He seems confused. He doesn't seem to know who she is. And she once again stands forward and goes, "I am Ezra Sahar, breaker of the black chains of Ruba, usurper of the corrupt sultan of the sands, slayer of the sun maw, blocker of the 1,000 arrows, and the tricker of genies. I am here to see... I am here to see Soliandris. I have been commanded by Solar."
Fuck, I want to be able to do that so bad.
Bork kind of turns to a few people and is just like, go find the Alman historians. I don't know who this person is. Kind of like they start to chatter. It's like, "Very well, but you will do under so the guard of my men. And we will review you to be sure how certain we are of you. Follow me, Ezra Sahar." And she nods, and she walks forward, doesn't even give you guys a second glance, and moves forward. And
there's a pocketed middle finger as she walks away.
I'm just hanging on a tree at the moment. I'm just taking all this in.
There's a pocketed middle finger on her too. As she strides forward, you would literally watch as the weird covered guy kind of is just like, kind of moves forward. He's like flicking his head all over the place and follows her.
Can I can I insight that guy real fast?
Sure.
Because Borky's like,
Good luck.
Guys.
I was gonna say he's crazy. That's your insight.
The guy's a little bit weird.
That is a 19.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That guy's weird.
You watch Borky as he steps forward. You guys are kind of in the food district. He's rubbing his two hands together in the front, and you watch as a third creeps out of his cloak, grabs an apple from the stall, reaches back in, and keeps moving forward.
Borky holds up his finger and just goes, "Wait a sec."
Not natural.
Borky holds up one finger, two fingers, and three. He's like, "Wait." Borky looks at his two hands.
That's not natural.
That's
You
weird.
watch panic. You watch as Raghu kind of like pats you on the shoulder and goes, "Things are about to get interesting." And he starts to walk towards Azra, who then disappear.
Panic pulls out his obsidian pipe, packs it, lights it, and just starts smoking. He's very interested.
And that is where we will end the session for tonight.
Wow.